Alrighty. How's it going, everybody? It's MetaGamesGX here. We can just go with the face plus chat for a moment because I haven't been on here for a moment. Just got back from the Columbus, Ohio regional. So shout out to everybody that I actually saw there. I actually had a few people come up to me and they were like, "Hey, are you that guy from YouTube?" I'm like, "Yeah." So that was kind of cool. Not gonna lie, it was really cool meeting some of you guys. And it was also equally as cool to play a lot of really good Yu-Gi-Oh! Against a lot of really good players. Like, if you look at that breakdown from Ohio, it's just all stacked names. So, yeah. What's up, everybody? We're going to talk to the chat, then we're going to go straight into the deck profile because we already got 21 viewers right now. What's up? What's up? For our regularly scheduled Monday stream, thank you all for coming by. Very much do appreciate that. We do this every Monday around 6 p.m. EST. And, you know, I just got back from Columbus, Ohio, guys. We went to a Columbus, Ohio regional, which is not something I originally planned on going, but I've been kind of on the short side of money, so I ended up canceling. But I was offered a free ride, so I just took it, and I'm glad I did. I had a really good time. I went with my friend Lucian. I had a really great time. So shout out Lucian. Yeah, so we went there. We had a little bit of a weekend trip. So we left today and we left on Saturday. So, like, actually got decent sleep for one event. But yeah, we're going to be talking about my brand Despia deck profile because guess what, guys? We played branded Despia. So turned on some epic Mega Man music. We're going to get right into this. This is going to be a banger deck profile. This is my favorite deck profile honestly, this is my favorite brand build I've ever made. I'm just frankly saying that right now. It's the best one. It's my favorite. And there's a bunch of different reasons for that. So we're going to go really in depth on this deck profile. So guys, I really would appreciate if you left a like right now on the stream. Let's try to get this to 20 likes. We got 32 people watching. This is going to be the best brand Despia deck profile that I've done. And you know what? What really sucks is I got 19th place. It was a 400-man regional. However, I had 2 losses. And it was 9 rounds of Swiss with 400 people. And Branded did not fail me once. I'm going to let you guys right now know that. Branded is an incredible pick right now. All things considered. And it performed amazingly. It didn't actually fail me once. I failed the deck and misplayed twice and lost 2 games because of it. So, you know, I kind of just punted my top. However, I still got an invite. It was top 48 invites. However, I had my invite. So I played it out. So it was what it is. What's up, No Vanity? I don't care what's in this. I'm gonna build it for next locals. Well, you're gonna be really happy with this build. It's quite good. There's a couple corrections I would make. So make sure to watch the whole video because we're gonna be going into. I'm going to be re-uploading this as a VOD as well. So if you want to go back and check out this deck profile, it will be re-uploaded to my channel most likely tomorrow as a VOD, edited up and all that stuff. So if you want to be on YouTube, definitely make sure to say something in the chat. We're going to switch over to the card setup plus the webcam because we do have a deck profile to do, folks. So very much appreciate everyone coming through. We got a bunch of people in chat already. 37 people watching right now. Shout out every one of you. What's up, Card Limits? I didn't correct judge call at my locals. I had to spend today researching and correcting cons of playing trash at competitive level. I'm literally getting an audience in my rounds. That's amazing. Good for you, Card Limits. I can't wait. You're just gonna, like, in 2 years, you're just gonna be like the top. Like, I don't know. You're gonna take this God deck very far, and like, you're very good with it when you're cooking Snake Eye player. So keep it up, brother. Hi Fly, how's it going? Biggest regret was not bringing Brand to YCS Philly last year. And on top of that, non-betting Albaz Judge match during YCS Philly. Were they cheaper there? I have to ask if that's like what the regret is. Because I saw the mats for like $100 at Nats. That doesn't seem too bad. For a, like, you know, rarer mat, all things considered. I did get the Brand Despia mat, structure deck mat, so I was very happy about that. But the Albaz mat would be nice to get eventually. Tazco Talker, how's it going? Nice to see you, brother. Another classic in the chat. We got Anto Modest. How's it going? How's it going? Nice to see new people in the chat. But yeah, 40 people. I think we can just straight up start into this deck profile. But make sure to leave a like if you have not. We will start this deck profile once we hit. Oh, we already got 13 likes. Okay, so we're just gonna start it. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of a YouTube intro. If you want to say anything, if you want to be on YouTube, make sure to chat. I'll try to answer questions in between pauses. But if I and we'll go over matchups, everybody. Don't worry about that. We will. Breaking Runes Guide Graveyard Effect was confusing for judges. I had to go to the database today and send me the correct link to them. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the matchups. Lackwix, how's it going, too, Caleb? Nice to see you in the chat, brother. We'll be seeing you tomorrow at Locals to get you a Horus Core so you can be cooking on Saturday. You're all money on Caleb to win the Mega this weekend. So look forward to that deck profile, guys. So anyways, we're going to be getting right into the deck. In the regional recap, we're going to be going over my matchups and my deck. I thought it performed amazingly. That's why I'm like so confident. Like I'm not just trying to say, hey, I got a 19th place deck profile. Like I'm not that kind of person, but also I would upload it anyways. You guys want to see my updates week to week. I went to an event, so I'm gonna cover it. It was still like I still got my invite. It was a 400-person tournament, and I lost every die roll, guys. Like I'm gonna talk about this in the chat, but I lost every die roll, and I still won 7 of my games, and the other 2 I only lost because I misplayed. This is why I say this is my favorite branded Despia build I've ever made. This thing tears through any deck going second, and that has always been an issue. Or people will say, oh, branded has nothing outside of gimmick lock. Not no, you don't know anything about the deck at that point, because I just lost 9 die rolls and I could have went undefeated at that point. Frankly, I was playing out of my mind, and this deck it's a very good build, guys. I looked at a lot of the regional builds that were coming out post Phantom Nightmare, and we made this. So we're gonna do our intro for YouTube. So say hi, YouTube, everybody. So yeah, let's do this, and I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, guys? MetaGamesGX here. We're here with the stream, and I just got home from my Columbus, Ohio regional that I went to with my friend Lucian, and we got 19th place with branded Despia out of a 400-person regional. Now, 19th place isn't anything special, to be honest, especially when I've done better at other tournaments. However, and I did get my invite from this, but I already had one, so it's okay. But I think this is my best build yet. I'm very confident in this build because for several different reasons. In a brand new tier 0 format, we saw 2 YCS and the UDS championship go on this weekend, and we saw 50 to 75% fire representation. We are currently in a Zodiac level tier 0 format, not so much a tier limit 75% one, but we're getting there where you have to deal with fire, and fire is currently filtering out all the other decks, and branded Despia can cut through a Fire King Snake Eye board like it's butter. Now the other fire variants are a whole nother story, but when Snake Eye Fire King is the most popular variant, I feel like brand Despia is one of the best options currently in the game, if you want to be playing a non-fire deck, because it just has an incredible matchup against Fire King. We're going to be talking about all my matchups as well. I might have to go back and actually like recall all my matchups, to be honest. But like, I wanted to talk about the deck profile and everything. So, all right, guys. So with that being said, I did want to give a couple shout outs because I did get a little help for this deck profile somewhat, because it's based a lot from my friend Chase's deck profile, who came on the channel the other day. He's a great brand duelist. He recently got onto a team 2 from his 5th place top with it at West Virginia. So congrats to Chase. So that's and this deck is heavily based on that. I did the side decks entirely mine, basically, and then I mean, like with similarities too, but like then I did make like 5 main deck changes or so it's definitely an updated build on it. I think it treated me really well. I didn't have a brick hand one day today. Also, I was able to play going second and win a lot of my going first games going second. A lot of these games were 2-0s, so not like a lot of them, but fair, like 3 of them at least, which was pretty good in my opinion. So shout out to Shay, shout out to Yuri, and shout out to Lucian for driving me and taking me to these events. Lucian is the homie. So, and also he put me on to Forbidden Droplet, which is in this deck. Yes, I did see Andre Torres' list. Shout out to Andre Torres, the GOAT, over the weekend. Yeah, you know Chase, yeah, because he's from West Virginia. Yeah, no, Chase is another branded goat. So yeah, we're gonna talk about this. What's up, guys? 54 people watching. Y'all are insane. We got my field centers here. We love going to Duelist Kingdom, and then the Blue Eye White Dragon, guys. He's a dinosaur type. He's crazy out here. So yeah, 48 card main deck. I actually really like the main deck. If you guys have followed my other lists in the past, you've seen I've actually been on 48. I think 48 works with branded Despia a lot in order to make it thin enough to see your good cards, but like enough so you can fit in enough for the grind game. So let's talk about it. 3 Albaz, 3 Aluber, and then 2 Quem, and then 2 Cartesia. For our normal engine, I'm not going to talk too much about these. These are obviously very standard. I think 2 Quem is the standard now. I've been seeing so many more builds run 2 Quem. I'm not on an ad lib. I think Quem serves as an ad lib, and you can run ad lib if you want. I just run the Gimmick Puppet in the main deck. So I think 2 Quem gets you there. You need 1 Quem for your first turn, then you need a Quem for the crackback or the follow-up. Quem is just like a way to just loop Mirror Jade on top of your Sanctifier, so I think Quem is honestly one of the best main deck monsters in this. Cartesia was also great all day, helping me dodge Imperm. So yeah. And then also Aluber affecting Graveyard saved some games against an access code, which was always great. So True Brigade, Mercurier, and Tragedy, of course. Not much to say there. They serve their purpose. I was thinking, like Chase talked about running 2 Mercurier. I didn't miss the second Mercurier. Like, I actually am running Gold Sark this time. There is a lot of changes from my last build. However, I think Mercurier is... It was goated all day. This card got around so many hand traps. This card is why you... Like, I had someone comment that they cut Mercurier. Do not ever cut Mercurier in branded Despia. Mercurier is your way to get around Nibiru, Ghost Spell, DD Crow, Bestials, and anything else, frankly, in a grind game. It's also... Its ability to be used on field comes up so much where you can send it and then revive it off a Quem. At one point, I foolished a Mercurier to summon it off a Quem, and it helped because he didn't know it was on field effect to also negate if you have a monster on field that mentions Swollen Wells on Mercurier, and it completely won me that duel. Mercurier is an amazing card. You always need to run it. I could see why you would run 2. When you're playing Brand Despia, you have to cut down on the bricks. Now, here is the first error of my deck. I ran 2 Albion. So Albion is a card that is very good, and I advocated for 3 of last format. This format, there is a lot more Drolls in people's main decks than there was last format. Albion also doesn't get you there all the time. It's just really a way to thin your deck and get cards into the graveyard for rotation purposes, and also a way to get... So I think... What happened was on my Konami deck list, I had 2, and then when I double checked, I thought I only had 1, but I double checked and I had 2. So I was forced to run 2 that day. It's fine. It's fine. But what sucks is one of the games I lost was where I drew double Albion. It was like double Albion, like Quem and something else, and 3 other cards that weren't extending. So I would always cut this to 1, guys. This was a complete mistake on my end. So definitely 1 Albion is just fine in this kind of format. You need to, so why I say 1 Albion is really important, because you need to cut down your bricks. You need to see your non-engine. If you're not seeing Droplet, Super Poly on top of like things like Branded Fusion, you're not winning the game. Or Thrust to this format. You need to see your non-engine in order to play into Fire King Snake Eye boards. And Branded has a lot of gas to play through these fire boards. Even Snake Eye, which sets up more Omni Negates, which is an issue for Despia. However, you don't want to ever see a hand with double Albion, so that's why it needs to be at 1 this format. I've seen builds like Andre Torres run 3 High Spirits and 3 High Spirits and 3 Albion. I think that's viable. I think that's very viable. That is like one of the only scenarios I would run 3 Albion the Shrouded Dragon, so that's something to consider if you want to do that. Shout out Andre Torres, one of the branded goats out there, 5 YCS tops. Shout out to him. Like, I just want to say, shout out to Andre Torres. He took branded Despia to the semifinals of the UDS Championship. This guy is an insane player. He brings branded wherever he goes, essentially, and just wins every tournament he enters. I know he's not going to do too much more Yu-Gi-Oh! I heard it's either like Pokemon or One Piece is going to be getting into more, because there's a lot more prize support, and when the guy's that good at the game, I can see why you would maybe move over to a different game that does give you a bit more prize support for the effort you put in. So shout out Andre Torres for bringing Brand Despia, and he had a really cool build. It was very specific to the Fire King matchup, so I just wanted to do a little bit of a side tangent for that. That will probably be a short, but okay, so we ran the Bestials. This is still a little bit of a iffy take in the branding community right now. Like, we have Lofton advocating for no Bestials, and shout out to Chris Lofton, another one of the branding goats in the community. I just think that you still have too many scenarios where you have Cartesia on deck, and you can dodge the Imperm on your Albion, so it's completely free to send the Lubellion. And by only making Sanctifier and not making the Albion, you're setting yourself up to lose to one hand trap in that build of Branded. So I think these guys just help you not lose to one hand trap. This is not good right now, but it can be live. I just never saw it going second. And Lubellion did come up a lot. Actually, I was going into Lubellion a lot. And I never played into Nib because of it. It's usually to make a lost play to get the Mercurier for 5. So that's why I think Lubellion you still need to run in my good opinion. So here's the bricks, guys. This is gonna be my next change for the deck. So Gimmick Puppet Nightmare is basically, I need to grab a sip. $65 people watching right now. What's up? Really appreciate y'all. Anyways, we got Gimmick Puppet. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you haven't already, guys. I really would appreciate it if you are enjoying the content. And subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell, all that fun stuff. So anyways, we have Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. I think Chase wasn't running Gimmick Puppet in his main deck. I really like Gimmick Puppet. It came up so much where I lost all my die rolls, obviously. However, I would break their board and then Gimmick Puppet them, and they would lose. Like, that did happen at least half of my games that I did win going second. 72 viewers, wow. And so I do like in the main, it saves me a deck in the slot on the side. I don't have to run Adlib, which is just like a complete brick in my opinion. So I do love Gimmick Puppet. I Gimmick Puppet a lot, but like for the first half of the tournament, I didn't even resolve Gimmick Puppet. Like, I was just breaking boards and OTKing. However, it's fine. So I really did like it in the main. I played against Branded Voiceless Tran, so we're going to actually talk about that in the matchups. Branded Voiceless was my round 7. I won. That's what I'm going to say right now. What's up, Barzy Marzi? How's it going? Brother? Hope you're having a good day. Nice to see you, brother. What's up, Gary Boyd? It's tough because he drew called by. If he didn't run it, he would have obviously gone to game 3. Nice. He played really well. What's your thought on Foolish Return? I need to look into Foolish Return on Bufir. I'm gonna just talk or read a few of these. Kakiru, what's up? Leonhardt, yesterday I lost first 3 matchups. Super Poly, Draw, Imperm, and Nibiru never worked out. I just summoned Pub once. So we're gonna be talking about Super Poly later in the deck profile. So Super Poly actually was pretty bad for me that day on Sunday. So we're gonna talk about that. And yeah, we can talk about that, Bars. I don't know when I'll be on, but we can certainly talk about that. I think that tournament was very insightful for this format, and I learned a lot. And I feel like Brand Despia is one of the best options going forward if you want to play a deck that's not a fire deck, because you have an incredible matchup against Fire King Snake Eye. You cook that deck. I was actually about to say it's a buy for the most part through that tournament. However, when they open the nuts, it's pretty hard to play through that board, and when you don't see like a combination of Droplet and Super Poly and like gas, like your next 4 cards needs to all do something, and that happens a lot with this deck, so it's okay. That's why I think it has a very good matchup, and that's why I think you guys should be running a variation of this list, or try it out at the very least. Dogmatica Maximus. So I was actually considering not running this in the main deck, but it's just too good. It's too free, and not enough people are in Entis. I got Entis once, and Entis plays into talents and thrusts, so you actually want them to Entis you. So just don't ever like set up a board where Entis would ruin your board. Even if they Garura you, it's like whatever. Like I had Garura on a Fire King player, and he just drew a card, or a voiceless player, and he just drew an engine, and which couldn't do anything. And then Dark Magician. This card cut. Just please cut. So I've always been an advocate of Dark Magician in the main for branded Despia. I'm like, it's our best option when you get shifted, which is true. I got shifted by Sword Soul, and I went into Dragoon, and I won the game. However, that Dragoon could have been a Stepelia just as fine. I don't think that the difference is that negligible, where you could just like cut running a brick in your main deck and then cut Dragoon and then run Stepelia. So I think this card I did lose one game when I drew it in my hand. So I didn't see it the rest of the game duel. I did go into it like 2 or 3 times. They were never impactful when I went into Dragoon. So I think that in the future, I will cut Red Eyes Dark Dragoon so I can get rid of the brick in the deck, and then this deck will be even more consistent. So guys, if you're paying attention, there are a few cards that I would like to get cut from the deck. So anyways, that was enough for the main deck monsters. We're going to get into the spells and traps. We got 3 Brand Fusion. Of course, 3 Brand Fusion. That's the best card in the whole deck. And then 3 Opening. We can probably zoom out a little bit so we just do all the brand spells and traps. This card was great. You just send it off of like Saranir or Quem or Albon so you don't get popped on the cure, and it's very important to keep these cards in rotation. Branded Opening has never been better because of the card Kieran. This just gets around a lot of Kieran plays because Kieran's non-targeting destruction, of course, in the Fire King deck. So this gets around that for like your Dragoon, or sorry, for your Sanctifier, or even Jade if you don't want to lose your Jade that fast. However, Jade control's very good this format, so don't underestimate that. I do not like the Patchwork engine. I think it plays into Droll a bit too much, and I think Nadir is just better. That's a personal thing because going first, I don't think Patchwork does anything. Brand Lost in red, really standard. Brand Lost was like one of the best cards in my main deck, frankly, because So I had like my opponent tell me that this is like the best card in my deck. It really is, because you can just force your opponent, they can't do anything. And a lot of the time they won't play around uninterrupted gimmick lock because they don't realize that, because I had someone have like a crow in hand and he could have like he could have gotten my puppet, but he didn't play around the uninterrupted gimmick lock. So anyways, the non-engine, I guess, extenders, 3 Nadir Servant. We love Nadir Servant. It was actually fantastic. If you're too broke for Thrust of Incity, I would say get Crossout. Crossout's very good. Also, Triple Tactics Talents was one of the best cards in my main deck. What's up, Jake, the Mountain Man? How's it going, brother? I don't think Quem can stand brand opening. Yeah, no, I never sent it off of Quem. I was just like, I don't know why I said Quem, honestly, in that sentence. NYL TV, what's up, what's up? So yeah, anyways, we got the 3 Nadir. Nadir was amazing. I liked it anyways going second a lot because, like I said, I'd break a lot of boards, and then Nadir would just let me set up the puppet play after expending all my resources on breaking a board or whatever, because a lot of the time you can just break a Fire King board or a Snake Eye board and then just end on Mirror Jade Quem, and then if you have Nadir, you obviously just go full combo. Gray, explain the uninterrupted gimmick lock. We can do that right after the deck. I'll explain quick. Uninterrupted gimmick lock is kind of like a concept where you have Lost on the field, and Lost gives you protection so your opponent can't respond, kind of like Super Poly, after your fusion resolves, but your fusion needs to be on chain link 1 on the prior chain. So let's just say chain link 1 brand fusion, chain link 2, like your opponent chains something. And then your monster summons, and you have brand lost on the field. You go chain link 1 like Albon Chainlink 2 Brand Lost, your opponent can't respond. So as long as you keep chaining these fusion summons, like so you go Albon, you go into Sanctifier, and then you can go Sanctifier chain to its own summon on the Branded Lost protection window, and then you can do an uninterrupted gimmick lock. Yeah, it's really good. So Nadir was really good today, or on Sunday. I highly recommend running this. It's just like, you think it's bad going second, but guys, I lost 9 die rolls. I think it was one of the better cards to see in my hand. So because it says full combo. A lot of the time you need like a lot of other resources when you're running like droplets and stuff. 3-drop or deployment, I still love this card. It helps you dodge imperm. You know, I resolved this card all day. Also, I wasn't board breaking much. It was mainly for Cartesia extension with how much targeting is in the game. So then the 3 standard generics. I'm actually back on Gold Sark, guys. One called by, obviously, it's the best card in the deck. If you see it, you win. It was really good to banish Promethean Princess, guys. If you just have like this going second, it's very good banishing the Promethean Princess. It does stop them a lot. Also, you'd obviously go Kieran if they end up sending the Kieran. Foolish Burial is very good as well. I just was able to, it was non-negotiable, but Gold Sark is a card that I was actually advocating not to run for a while, so I feel like I somewhat need to explain this. I was looking at my list and I was testing hands, and I just needed to run a little bit more in terms of extension. So some hands I just like didn't have an Aluber alternative or an Aluber, and that's what you want to see a lot of times in your brand hands, for what it's worth. And Gold Sark gets you there. You can also get a Cartesia, which I literally lost my round 8 by not Gold Sarking for a Cartesia. I would have won that game otherwise, most likely. That's why I feel like I punted my top so bad, but it's okay, guys. You learn from your mistakes. That's one of the wonderful things about Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, don't sulk on it. You know, learn from your mistakes. So we win the next one. So Gold Sark was really good, I think. It helped unbrick hands, and I never played into Droll because of it. Like, what would happen at a 48 card deck is that Gold Sark just helped being there to unbrick some of the non-extender hands. A lot of the time your hands would be like 5 non-engine, and then you would draw a Branded Fusion. You'd be lit. Like, I had that happen a lot. Not a lot, but like, you know. So my deck was definitely built with going with losing die rolls in mind. I'm not saying it's a going second build whatsoever. You want to go first with Branded. However, the fact I lost 9 die rolls, still won like most of those games. It's pretty crazy. Gold Sark's nice though. It's something that's still cuttable, but like if you're running a lower card build, I think you could definitely cut it. Like, you don't need to run it. If you're running a higher card build, I think it's just fine to run because it just helps smooth out your bricking. Okay, so we're going to talk about these guys. This is what I really need to talk about, I feel like. So with Brand Despia, we're looking at, because your non-engine really decides how your deck plays in a format. And guys, we're in a tier 0 fire format with like peripherals of like voiceless, branded, and cash, basically. And what do you need to solve all those things? Well, Super Poly on its face seems really good because you can go Super Poly, make Mud Dragon. I did not see Super Poly all day going second. I saw it one game against a voiceless player, voiceless branded, and it won me that game, to be fair. So I'm conflicted on Super Poly because if I saw Super Poly in a lot of these hands going second, I could have made the Mud Dragon play, called Fire, and then he couldn't have used Promethean Princess, of course. So it's something. So yeah, I think Super Poly is still really good, and I would not cut it. But I've never believed less in Super Poly right now. Yo, Brayden, what's up? What's up? Good to hear. I didn't see any other branded players. That's awesome, brother. No, yeah, exactly. Like, I played like an idiot too in my 2 games, so I get it. Like we came very close. We'll get it next time, brother. Nice to see you, bro. Join my Discord if you haven't already. That's nice to see. Would love to talk branded with you. So yeah, Super Poly is very good, and you still need it for the rogue matchups. Like, if I played Labyrinth, I would have wanted this. I didn't see any Labyrinth at the event. Labyrinth was like nowhere to see. Like, wanted poster Labyrinth, like big lady. So I would still run Super Poly, however, because it fills a role no other card does, and you need it for voiceless, because you can go Lost, Super Poly, they can't respond, and then you can just go Mirror Jade, basically. If you set up your board correctly, of course. So it's definitely still a card to run. And then Droplet. Droplet was incredible, guys. Droplet was my best board breaker of the day, right outside of Triple Tactics. Those cards. So Droplet was really good because you could just like play into a board, and then they would go Apo, and you would go Droplet, send your monster, negate Apo, and you would still resolve the Aluber. It was really good against Sword Soul, guys. This won me my Sword Soul game. I just blew out I played 2 Sword Soul that day. It was kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be something we have to talk about. But because I usually have a bad Sword Soul matchup, I won both of them, so I was very happy since I lost both die rolls. I just think the deck isn't where it needs to be. Despite what some weird people in my comments say. But no, I'm not talking about it. Like, some guy always comes to my comments, he's like, Sword Soul best deck, and then talks shit on Brandon. I'm like, come on, man. I think Brandon's a bit better of a deck, but it's okay. We all play each other's decks. Respect to that, and respect to the brand. I played against 2 very good Sword Soul players, so it was cool. They were very nice and gracious. All the players I play against were nice and gracious. It was really nice, actually. Yeah, so 3 Droplet was incredible, guys. I would just keep running it if you want a board breaker. If you're not running it, run it already. It's really good in a format where you're going to lose to Snake Eye if they get a Borreload Savage or a Barone on board, basically, and Droplet can just, or an Apo, or SP Little Knight even. Droplet's very good for just outing all of those really problem cards, so highly recommend running it. Super Poly isn't as good, but it's really good for the Mud Dragon and Rogue plays, so I still think it warrants to run. It's just like, Super Poly is the worst it's ever been. So guys, like, take that for what you will with your testing. And then we got the last couple cards, guys. We got 3 Thrust, 1 Talents, and 1 Duplication. So obviously, as I always say, if you don't have the money to afford Thrust, run Crossout or Talents. I'm gonna say this right now. Talents was the best card in my whole deck. Basically, the amount of times I Talents to take, to rip, or draw 2, and it just mattered, wasn't insane. And the thing is, I drew my 1 of Talents a lot. I'm not gonna lie, like, I saw it a lot. I never really thrusted into it. So I definitely got lucky in that respect. However, also, what kind of build did you end up running? My man Braden, who ran it with 15th, I would love to, like, did you run talent or gimmick in the main or anything like that? Would love to see your build if you want to post in the deck list on my in my Discord. So yeah, Talents was the best card in my deck. Because, like, I play against a branded voiceless player, I went Talents take on a Mirror Jade. It's kind of crazy, guys. So just the fact it's non-targeting, a lot of the times you can just take an Apo as well. Like, I took a couple Apos with Triple Tactics. I took an F0 with Triple Tactics. I was like, oh, this is nice. This is mine now. So I think we could, Yuri Diaz was talking about how Change of Heart is really good in Branded. I think it's almost main deckable in Branded because you can just, like, really, the amount of times you can just take a monster that your opponent can't, like, deal with Omni Negate, because, like, Fire King Snake Eye does not set up Omni Negates, guys, if you do not already know that. It's mainly the Snake Eye variant. So a lot of times, Change of Heart on a Apo on a Fire King player will just blow them completely out. So that's why Triple Tactics is very good. Thrust is very good. If you just see one of those cards against a Fire King player, you are typically just chilling. Fusion Duplication was insane as well. A lot of my favorite play with Duplication is hard drawing it, making, like, a Sanctifier pass with, like, a Retribution or whatever the fuck I draw, and then I'm like, draw phase, Duplication, send Puppet Albaz, GG, and they're just looking silly. So yeah, definitely highly recommend Thrust and Duplication. I think these are better than Crossout right now, though. I do recommend Crossout, however, I think these cards are These cards are just better. Because to run Crossout, you need to run hand traps. And currently, hand traps just do not do enough against these decks. For the most part. Most of these decks play through Droll. Most of these decks play through Nibiru. Most of these decks play through Valor. Most of these decks play through Impermanence. So, if you're not seeing a combination of these cards, or 2 or 3 of these cards, you're not stopping a Fire King Snake Eye player. What are you doing with 2 or 3 cards drawing into that at that point? Like, I don't know what, like, because a lot of time you'll just draw some non-engine brick. Like, so I think these are just way more reliable. I have always advocated for hand traps and branded as well. I don't think it's bad. I just think these are better right now. Like, when Talents is just insanely live and Thrust is insanely live, I think Crossout doesn't do more than these cards. They serve a function that other cards do not. And Duplication is just insane. I couldn't imagine running a branded deck without Duplication at this point. This card is the freest card in branded to where it almost makes me want to run this card without Thrust. I probably wouldn't, but it's something that is like an almost kind of thing. And then one branded Retribution, this card was great. This card was funny as well, just setting it and your opponent not knowing it's an Omni, like it's Omni Negate on a summon. So it's really nice for that. I spun back my Grand Guignol to resummon Grand Guignol. That's why running 1 Grand Guignol is just fine with Retribution. You spin back your Grand Guignol, then summon it again by summoning back the Cartesia with Sanctifier. So, let's get into the extra deck, guys. Trust and Thrust, high flow. Hell yeah, hell yeah. For 73 viewers, guys, right now. If you haven't left a like on the video, I really would appreciate it. We have 30 likes on the stream. Very much appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Can you show up some combos? Yeah, I'd love to. We can do some combos after this. What's up, Carter Cards? Nice to see you. I've been considering dropping Foolish for a second Talents. I just think Foolish is too, like, it was always good for me, as a way to just, like, combo piece, but I get it, especially if you're not running the Bystials, because not having a Saronir, gets rid of a lot of the usefulness for, Foolish, so I don't think it's, like, necessary. You could definitely see how it goes. Jake, I was talking about Yuri Diaz, though, about running 2, Talents. I think 2 Talents is something that we could think about doing. What about Allure of Darkness for Thrust? I don't think it's very good. Right now, I was running Allure of Darkness in my other build, and I was thinking about running on the stream the other day, or my locals experience. If you guys haven't watched that already, go watch that. If it's an hour and a half of me just playing Brand Despia for you guys, new format, but it's something that Allure of Darkness just doesn't do enough a lot of the time, and you're forced to run like more bricks, like more Albions, more darks, so it's just like not great right now. You could try it, just with the amount of main deck drolls. I would just hate to get drolled on Allure. Okay, so how many cards in the main deck? 48. What the App Cologne package, main or side? I'm not running it. I was actually thinking about running it, but it just takes up way too much space. Like, that's 5 cards at bare minimum. It's not bad. I would just rather run Soul Releases because it's less and I can at least thrust it technically. All right, so 2 Mirror Jade. I loved 2 Mirror Jade. I don't think it ever came. It came up once or twice, but you know, when it comes up, it comes up. You guys know that. 1 Lubellion and 2 Albion. So these cards are great. Don't really need to say too much about that. Mirror Jade control was insane. People just don't know how to out Mirror Jade in 2024. Then 1 Ren Brum and 1 Sanctifier. Sanctifier was incredible as well. Always the GOAT. Always the GOAT. And Ren Brum was also the GOAT. I actually summoned this quite a few times. Like I said, guys, you go Fallen of Albaz on a Garunix and you make Ren Brum, and then they're looking silly when they're trying to do their Link plays. Very good. I did get kind of memed on because like this voiceless player or something, a Fire King player, like took my Ren Brum. I'm like, oh no. But because that effect is pretty generic. What's up, Foss Squared? Go with the sauce, or are you sauce with the go? Oh my gosh, appreciate it. Nice to see you, brother. 40 in the main. You're making me feel better about running 45. Yeah, I think it's just fine to run more. Always fine to run more. I mean, I was thinking about going closer to 40 this format. I just think that you still need your options for grind games, because when you go second, you just need to see, you have to have more cards in your deck. 78 people watching right now. What's up? What's up? NYL TV. No, I did not see your message. You might have to resend that. So, Anyways, yeah, these cards were great. Sanctifier being untargetable and not being able to be super polyed is just insane. This card, I've been seeing a lot of people put this on their ban list today on Twitter. It's kind of funny. Like, this card really hurt people this format or something. Like, I don't know. There's like a League Against Gimmick Puppet. It makes me a little sad, but I think it's a very good card, and I will keep using it as long as it's legal. That's for sure. I think if anything, they'll put Brand Fusion to 1, but like, I don't think they'll do that right now. There's no reason to, like, putting Brand Fusion to 1 when fire decks are just running around with impunity, which, for the record, I think that fire decks need to get hit right now. I think that Snake Eyes Ash should go to 1, and Flamebird should probably go to 1 as well, but like, that card is like a card that is just broken when it's at 1 no matter what. A lot of Fire King decks only run 1, so I think that it would have to get banned eventually. Flameberg is a bannable card in my opinion, but like, we can't do that right now. We can't do what we did to Super Heavy, guys. We gotta let these decks breathe a bit. So I think Snake Eyes Ash to 1 is a completely fair hit for everybody. What's up, cool? I've been getting to branding. Brand related card is your favorite. I like Brand High Spirits. It just has really good art. I love Lulu Wall Lilith. Has one of my favorite. I think like these two cards. I love the Cartesia line of lore. Lulu Wall Lilith and Grand Guignol are definitely my favorite cards. Like, you can see my PFP on YouTube is a Despia and Lulu Wall Lilith. Grand Guignol is definitely one of my favorite cards. It's just like a card you always go into it because it has Cartesia too. Just in terms of the lore, just in art, these are two of the best cards that Konami has ever made. So yeah, Titanclad, Grand Guignol, and Lulu Wall Lilith. Titanclad was incredible. I went into this a few times to go into OTK actually, or under Nib. It was kind of nice, or like one time it was nice. Also just to send off for the Quem at the end phase is very nice. Did that a lot. Grand Guignol was incredible as always. This thing was always live against Fire King. They always play into it. Then Quertus is very good. Quertus is incredible right now, guys. Quertus actually does a lot because there's a lot of Fire King players on Access Code and Snake Eye players. So Quertus obviously is like very good against that card. Basically you get free Albaz, or you get free Mirror Jade on any access code through Quertus. So I think Grand Guignol is very good. You get a lot of value. Branded Despia, one of the most important things to playing a branded Despia deck correctly is using your cards to the most, like, getting the most value out of your cards. Why I say that is because Grand Guignol can flow into an Albaz. Albaz can flow into a Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade can gets you Albion, and then also put up a wall that blows up your opponent's turn that that makes it so your opponent can't really OTK you, or like set up a board, or like you basically broke their board at the end phase with Mirror Jade, and then Albion sets up so you just generate more advantage. You're basically taking one card, making it to 2, making it to 3, making it to 4 very easily. And Quertus just helps in that rotation. Same with Grand Guignol and Lulu Wall Lilith. I never summoned it. I was kind of sad. This card could be cut, but I really could be cut, guys. I think Lulu might not be necessary. I just love it. I love my Starlight. I love the art. I just like the amount of times the Cartesia came up off of it was not a lot. And I never synced into it. I think Quertus was way better. Something to consider if you want like some space. 1 Mud Dragon, 1 Chimera, or sorry, 1 Guardian Chimera, and then 1 Garura. So Guardian Chimera was incredible, guys. You just need it because your deck doesn't have very good spot removal already. So just Quertus being there to do like Lost Uninterrupted was there a lot of the time, and to break boards, obviously. Like Brand Red is really good. I've been seeing a lot of builds actually run Brand Red at 2. I'm not sure if that's something I would personally do, but however, it's something that to consider, especially when Guardian Chimera is just so good, and Brand Red can help you dodge and perm. So you can't super poly Sanctifier. No, you can't, because Sanctifier can't be used as a fusion material, as according to the text on the card. We need an alt art for Sanctifier with the puppet on it. Oh my god, please. Or just an alt art Gimmick Puppet. It's not even banned the OCG. People are yeah, I mean, fair. I'd like to see what you side in outgoing second if you can. Sure, we can do that. We'll do that once we get through the side deck. we'll talk about side patterns too. I've been getting back. Yeah, I already answered that. We banned Flameberg and Princess. I am telling you. I don't think Princess needs to go. Honestly, Princess is very good. Like maybe you just ban Flameberg and Princess and you call it a day. But like, I think like banning Flameberg would do a lot. And putting Snake Eyes to Ash to 1. I think the deck would be not fair, but like. It would be like Kashira with a Rizar at 1 where it was still the best deck. Or maybe not with Flameberg ban. Flameberg ban might do a lot. Flameberg to 1, rather. I mean, I love Cartesian. My favorite boss monster maybe is Despia and Queritus. Yeah, we just went over. Queritus is right. I'm in the same boat with Lulu. Running the Starlight Beads, it's lovely. Otherwise, I'd have Perskinion in her place. Yeah, for sure. No Draco Stapelia. Yeah, that was the thing I regretted. And also Dragoon. Forgot the Dragoon, guys. So yeah, Mudragon and Garura never came up. Garura could frankly get it's just nice to send off a Nadir, so it would never get cut. It's for the Rogue, but Dragoon is nice. It's nice in the fact that I'm gonna probably cut it. Like I said, guys, I don't think I would run it anymore. Dragoon, or I think that Stapelia does the same thing under Shifter for the most part. Against the Shifter decks this format, so you don't really need Dragoon, and also running the Dark Magician is kind of really bad in the main deck. So yeah, would probably cut those. Still 77 people watching. What's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all chilling with me on this Monday night. So here's my side deck. Here are the hand traps. 3 Ash Blossom. This was the worst card in my side deck. For sure. This card was the worst card in my side deck. And this was like one of the bigger changes between me and Chase's list. I just thought I was going to see more Labyrinth, and I didn't want to lose against like random stuff like Branded and Dinomorphia. So I thought Ash would be a good side. I never played any of those decks. So I thought I was going to play a couple mirror matches. Frankly, I never did. So Ash Blossom just was there for those, but I guess it was the wrong call for that event because there was just so much Snake Eye. 3 Droll. So Droll was actually, it was middling. So Droll was good in the one game against a Snake Eye Fire King player where I drolled him, and when he went normal summon like Ponix, I was like, oh, this is bad. Like, this is bad. So I just went Droll, and he just lost from there. So a lot of the time you go Droll on Ash, Snake Eyes Ash, they can still play a lot. However, it does cut off like half their plays. So I think you still have to run it, especially for like Mid-Adium and like other Voiceless is very good against. I didn't see against a Voiceless, but it's there for Voiceless. It's also there for Rogue. Like I saw this Goblin. I play against like 1 or 2 Goblin variants, and this deck or this card goes hard against them. So I would not cut that. I would not cut it. It's very good. I would cut the Ashes though, guys. I was thinking about soul releases just to have like more of a better time against Snake Eye, frankly. But then the last of the hand traps are Nibiru. So Nibiru was great. Nibiru won me a couple games. Just having this card was amazing. I think we saw from like the Justy Khan feature match, like from the UDS, if you guys watched that, Nibiru is one of the best hand traps in the game right now. I would debate on maining it right now, honestly, in Branded. I just think, like, because it's good going first and second. So this card could very easily get mained. I just think that a lot of the time it's not enough is the issue. Especially when you don't run other hand traps. I just like having it going second on top of like Droll and Ash too, or like Super Poly and Thrust, which is always a thing you could do going like just maining this, but it's very good. Snake Eye and Fire King play into it pretty heavily. Even Fire King with like Arvada, you know, you can still nib before then. It's something to consider though, because a lot of these decks can play through it. So, but a lot of the times, if you hit them on the correct spot with Nib, that it does turn skip them. For that reason, like, I think Droll and Nib are just, like, such mainstays in this format. These cards are, like, they're really solidifying themselves as the best, like, side deck hand traps in the game. Cosmic Cyclone. I really didn't see this card too much. I did not see this card at all, checking my notes. It's very good against the Snake Eye, or sorry, the Fire King Island, obviously, or just like anti-spell. So I did side this against like Sword Soul, or I sided this against Snake Eye, Fire King. I still got anti-spelled twice. Didn't see this card, so you know that's my luck, guys. Got anti-spelled twice. Lost all my die rolls and didn't see Cosmic once. So you need this card, though. I could see myself maybe running like a Twister, maybe like a couple Twisters maybe on top. I don't know. I've seen a couple builds run Twister now. Something to consider. And then 3 Evenly. Evenly didn't come up as much as I thought it would. Evenly is in theory really good this format, but I played a lot of Snake Eye, so there's a lot of Omni Negates, and this card is not good against them. Like, I didn't play a lot of Snake Eye. I played a Snake Eye, and I played 2 Sword Soul. Play a lot against Fire King Snake Eye, rather. No, I'm leaving Ash alone. Just Princess give you too much value. That's fair. Do you think about Ash and Nibiru in the main? Maybe. It's just like too much in my opinion. But if you're gonna run hand traps, it would probably be Ash, Nibiru, and Imperm and branded for sure. If you're going the hand trap route, it's Ash, Nibiru, Imperm, nothing else, and branded. I think that would do you pretty good, especially on a Crossout package. That would do you pretty good. Make sure to run Tactics though if you're running Crossout, because Tactics Crossout, it's a very Crossout and Tactics is very good right now. Evenly is actually quite good against Fire King because they don't set up any Omni Negates, so I would actually keep this in here. I just didn't see it. I just didn't see it enough. And I think I misplayed a couple times. Like I could have thrusted into like a Fire King board. I think I still like won those games, but that might have done me a lot better because sometimes they just set up like a board of 10 cards with no Omni Negate. I'm like, oh, Evenly for your whole life. So yeah, that was the side deck. We can talk about what I was gonna side out quickly, and then we'll get into matchups. I need to like remember my matchups, but here, let's talk about what we would side out. What's up, everybody? 80 concurrent viewers, really do appreciate it. No Cordius, the Trifastic Dragon to make the greatest board super polyfood. Lamau. No, sir. No, sir. My friend Digka and Juho also played Brandon, but he played the package and told me that Dragoon Puppet and Nadir package were cuttable. I think, like, it depends on how you want to run it, because you saw Dinka Buoys, not run it in his German open build. You can run branded without Puppet, but it's just such a free win con. I don't see why you wouldn't run it in the main deck, in my opinion, because if you just win a bunch of die rolls, you win the game. You win the game. You win the game with Puppet. Like, you either have a 30-minute grind game against a Fire King player, or you just win the game, because you get a 10-minute game 1. You get a free go. Like second game, you can either win or lose that, and then you go first game 3 and you Puppet lock. So like, it's just way too free of a card in my opinion. You can do fine without it. That's why the deck will do fine once that card goes. What's good, my goodie? How's it going, Yuri Diaz? Channel member in the chat along with Vosquard. Really do appreciate it, guys. We got 85 viewers right now. Really would appreciate it. We do have that February member goal. If you guys want a great way to support the channel, sign up for a channel membership today down in the description. You get access. You get the gimmick puppet emoji that Yuri Diaz is showing off the chat. You even get the Despian badge right next to that. Your badge goes up over time into a mirror jade. You also get access to the secret Discord channel where I post all my deck lists early for you guys in picture format. Also, you guys can ask me any question there. Also, make sure to join the Discord if you haven't already. We got 83 viewers in here, guys. Join the Discord, link down below. Follow my Twitter as well, and check out my TCG Player affiliate link down below. Bookmark that if you want a great way to support the channel. Those are all great ways, and make sure sign up for those membership, guys, if you want a great way. $5 a month. And let's talk about side patterns. 82 people watching. Really do appreciate it. Anthony Cutliff, is it worth to run Maximus Nadir package if you don't run the gimmick puppet? Yes and no, because it can still just help you, but without running the puppet package, you're really more focused on doing ad-lib plays, and ad-lib doesn't really synergize with Nadir too much. So it's something you could just run Nadir and not Maximus kind of thing. I think that would be fine. So what would we be siding? And also, I want to talk about matchups as well, guys, while we have people, but I want to talk about siding. So all these cards are going second cards, obviously. So what do we side out going second? Well, we side out our going first cards. It really depends, because like if Super Poly Droplet are bad against the matchups for whatever reason, these could go obviously. Elsewise, you keep in obviously the thrust, they're always good. Same with tactics. Keep in honestly all these cards. You could always side out a Gold Sark or a Foolish if you really need to. One deployment isn't horrible to side out. Now, what the main side outs are though are even one opening, but I would probably keep an opening this format. I sided out Dark Magician a lot, side out Gimmick Puppet, but you could also keep it in for the crackback. Like I said, guys, like going second a lot, I would just crack the board, make Puppet. So you could keep it in, but a lot of the time I would just keep it out just because I did not want to see it in my opening hand, and I could still just win by OTKing. Maximus would get sided out because we have the Nadir package out. Albion always got sided out because I said that we don't need 2 Albion. And then one Quem could get sided out in certain situations, but I did regret siding out the Quem the one game, so I probably would not side out Quem. These are kind of like your best side outs, and these cards I wouldn't always side out, but these are your main 6 side outs. You usually only need 6 cards. Like if you're oversiding, you're going to be bricking your deck, so I always have these 6 cards I would side out. So, you know, I'm going against a deck that would lose to board breakers. I'd put probably these in. You know, if I'm going against Snake Eye Fire King, I'd put these guys in. And then if I was going against like a branded deck, I would put in, you know, these guys. So also Evenly is not bad against like certain decks, obviously, in those combinations. So yeah, that was kind of side patterns, guys, for the stack. You side out your going first cards. Now, in terms of like the decks you apply those cards to, I'm going to let you guys figure that out. There are a lot of good decks that, you know, obviously Cosmic Cyclone's really good against any deck that could put in a anti-spell on you. Very good in that situation. Droll, very good against any deck that searches at the moment. Ash Blossom, obviously, we know Ash. And Nib is just really good against most decks outside of Lab, and evenly outside of any deck that doesn't have, really good against any deck with no Omni Negate, which there are quite a few right now. So let's talk about my matchups, guys. Let's talk about my matchups. So round 1, we went against Pure Snake Eye. Really gracious, really nice guy. I forgot what his name was. I'm gonna forget a lot of these names, unfortunately. We went against Snake Eye. I lost the die roll, obviously. I lost all these die rolls, so I'm probably not even gonna mention that the whole time. But I did. So like game 1. I lost. He just set up a really big board. I tried to play into it, and I gave him the information that was unbranded, which really sucked. And then game 2, he just played into my board really. Or I gimmick locked him. And then game 3, he set up a board that I just couldn't break under time, and I just gave him the game. So that was kind of like whatever. I was like really discouraged after that because I was like, oh gosh, if I see Snake Eye all day, I'm not gonna have a great time. Because I didn't see Droplet. If I saw Droplet against him, it would have been fine, but I did not. Thanks for subscribing, SSJ Runolf. Really do appreciate it. And then round 2, I'm gonna have to get up my matchups right here. So let's see. Then round 2, I went against Punk Goblins, guys, which was really cool, actually. I saw that deck searches so much. That deck actually searched like 30 times. I was just thinking to myself, how are you running this in a Droll format? I wish I could, but yeah, basically that's what happened there. And I won that game. I lost my die roll, obviously. But now I ended up 2-0ing that deck. I broke the, or no, it was a 2-1 because he ended up Psychic Punishering me game 2. And I was like, oh wait, I don't know if I need to look more into Psychic Punisher because I think we have a pretty easy out to it. It's just that under time I was like, I can just Gimmick Puppet you and win, so let's just do that. I did not run Masquerade 2. I probably should have, honestly. I did miss it a little bit, so Masquerade could certainly go into one of those slots that I was mentioning. Lo-fi. Okay, so yeah, and then round 3, I 2-0'd Fire King. It was against Fire King Snake Eye, obviously. Really nice player. It's just that he was missing a lot, to be honest. Like he missed his Flameberg. He missed quite a few things. So it was kind of an easy matchup too because we already have a really easy matchup against that deck. And then round 4, I went to 3-1. Oh no, that was my round 4, right? So then what did I miss my round 3? Oh gosh, I think I missed. Yeah. Oh, and then round 3 was Sword Soul, and I lost the die roll by 1 against Sword Soul. I 2-0'd Sword Soul. It was a lot of just like setting up a Baron and like Shizhao board, and so I was able to just droplet for game most of the time, or you know, something like that. And then round 5 was against Sword Soul again. I 2-1 Sword Soul. He ended up getting me game 1. It was actually quite scary. He just blew me out. He set up like a Baron Shizhao board. I just did not. That was the game that I drew double Albon and like a Quem and like nothing else. I was like, oh god, this is not good. Like with no non-engine and no brand fusion, so that was not very good. But then game 3, I just like blew him out with droplet. Even after he shifter, like after the shifter ended. And then game 2, I also I got shiftered, still won that. Like I got shifter game. He sided in shifter against me. It was insane. I didn't get deburied once, which is kind of crazy, all things considered. Like Andre Torres says, why wouldn't you run Gimmick Puppet? It's a win condition. We have to use everything in our tool belt to win. Yes, exactly. Shouldn't cart Dark Magician, too much lab in my area. That's totally fair. If there's a lot of lab, I could totally see why you don't cart Dark Magician. That's the thing. I just think lab was completely non-existent. And wild, dang, missed out. Mistaken arrest in the side deck. I wouldn't, but it's something to consider. You know, Andre Torres around it, so it's something to consider. I think I'm gonna test with it in the future. Andre Ketchy recently saw a deck list which the player was playing shifter inside. How can this be possible? Yeah, I don't think it's very good in our deck. Like there are lists that have done okay. It was the German Open that Dinka played branded. He ran a Patchwork build, which was kind of neat, but he didn't run the Gimmick Puppet. I don't know if he sided it. He might have. But yeah. And then let's see. So round 6 was, I'm trying to see. Oh, and then round 6 was another Fire King. I cooked him 2-0. Like I said, Fire King is just like a really easy matchup for us. And then round 7 was against Voiceless Voice branded, guys. Voiceless Voice branded was very cool, very nice player. And I was like playing against him, and he had his teammate next to him, and then there was 2 other guys next to him playing Voiceless. It was crazy. I don't think his teammate was playing Voiceless branded, but I lost the die roll once again, and he set up a board of like Mirror Jade. Or no, he didn't go into the branded dungeon game 1, so I didn't know he was on branded Voiceless. He set up a regular Voiceless board, but it was like, it had like Saravis on field plus the Ritual hand trap, plus Skull Guardian plus low plus like all the spells and traps. But he spun back his Spelling Graveyard to set up Saravis. So I was able to super poly him for all of his money. I went super poly draw phase when he didn't have a spell in graveyard, and then took out his Skull Guardian, I think his Saravis, and I was like, he couldn't do anything after that. And I just won game 1, and then game 2 he sub board, which was fine, and then game 3 I just Gimmick Puppeted him. So you know how it be, guys. You know how it be. And then round 8 it was against Mike. Shout out to Mike, a very good player, one of Lucian's friends, and he was on Fire King Snake Eye, and I basically once again just more silliness. This was the game I misplayed, though. I will say that I did lose this game. I went Gold Sark for Albon instead of Gold Sark for Cartesia, and then I didn't have a line into Cartesia on time because my hand was all non-engine plus branded fusion, because I like elubered for a branded fusion, so I couldn't like go into Send Tragedy, get a Quab and stuff, puppet that way. So I needed to get a Cartesia in, and I couldn't. So because I didn't search the Cartesia off of the Gold Sark, so that was just my misplay. I literally would have won that game if I had done that, so it's really bad. And I punted that game entirely, so I lost round 8, and then round 9 was against Fire King Snake Eye once again, and I won that game. Won that game in time though. It's just it was a really grindy game, and like I said, game 1 he ended up setting up like the best board of the whole day against a fire. Like he set up the best board of the whole day as the turn 1 Snake Eye Fire King player. He did try to summon a like. You guys gotta watch out because a lot of times when they pop Kieran, they can't just summon it. So like, don't let them just summon out Kieran like that. You guys gotta check their effects because I think that's what happened game 1, but then like a judge checked down game 2. But yeah, so we won that game and we went 7-2 and got 19th place, guys. So if I had, you know, basically dropleted correctly. Oh yeah, the game I did lose against Snake Eye, I would have won round 1 if I had dropleted correctly. What happened was I had droplet in hand, and he had Flameberg and an IP and spell trap zone, and also a Snake Eye field spell. So I went droplet on the Flameberg to prevent it from or when he went to summon IP. I should have went droplet on the IP. IP was his only play, and then he ended up extending really hard that way. And I could have won elsewise. It was really bad, guys. Like, once again, you learn from your mistakes, and that's why I wanted to post this deck profile, because this deck played flawlessly. There was not one issue with the deck whatsoever. It didn't break once. It played flawlessly when I lost all my die rolls and still won most of my games going first. That just proves that this deck is very good going first and second. That proves the versatility of Brand Despia as long as you deck build correctly. Like, days coming to this event, I was like, as long as I deck build correctly, I'll be fine at this regional, and, you know, I did. So, you know, you just have to make sure to play your deck correctly. But next time we'll win it, guys. I really do appreciate it. That's going to be the end of the YouTube video, so if you guys want to say bye, YouTube. But yeah, we cooked all the Fire King players. We only lost against one Snake Eye player, or no, we did lose against one Snake Eye Fire King player. Those were my 2 losses, and then we won against everything else. So yeah, with that being said, be seeing you guys on YouTube later, and I'm watching the VOD later, and for everyone on stream, we're going to still be talking. I'm going to show off a couple combos. I know I was requested to do that. If you guys want to see that, what kind of combos do you want to see? I can just do like test hands. I don't think Shifter could play. Oh, what's up, Andre Sici? I'm Italian though, so hi from Italy. Hell yeah, nice to see you. I don't think that brand could play Shifter in my opinion. Like, some builds are playing it, but I just don't think it's very good. Like, you don't have much of a way to OTK through Shifter. Obviously, you could go like going first Shifter and then like make Dragoon pass and then kill them, but I think it just turns off your deck way more than it helps your deck. So anyways, yeah, let's do some test hands. Let's do some test hands, folks. Show you guys like the 1-card gimmick lock with oh my god, this hand is so good. So with this kind of hand, you obviously start Quem in main phase and then go Quem effect. This allows you to kind of just send the Cartesia, and then you can go, I mean, you could send Cartesia here because then you go Brand Fusion. You also have Dark Magician in hand, which kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie, but it's fine because what you can then do is send Lubellion and Albaz. This is kind of a cool interaction I did a few times over the weekend, I'm not gonna lie. You can then go into, where's my Sanctifier? Go into Sanctifier, and then you can go, or do you want to do Sanctifier? I guess you could do Albion. I mean, this way it does lose to Imperm, but it is what it is. You could, because you do have Nadir, so you can just keep playing through, and you do have Lubellion to tribute at least. Then you can go Quem effect, target it, or 1/2 Quem effect targeting, and then you can banish Quem plus Albaz for the Sanctifier, and then you can go Lubellion tribute for Lubellion over Albion, so that's in the graveyard, and then you can go right into Lubellion effect, get the branded Lost, so then you can go Blazing Cartesia effect to fuse, and then you can get branded Lost protection as well, so you'll be able to search out the Mercurier, and then you get Grand Guignol to send out the Puppet, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, to save you from Nib. You send the Puppet, and then you get the Mercurier, so that you have even more negates. And then obviously from here you could just go Nadir Servant if you wanted to, because if you go Nadir Servant here, you just like extend so hard, and you probably should, I guess, at that point go Nadir Servant, because you have the out to Nib. It's like, why not? Send Garura for the draw, and then search out Maxi. Summon out then we have to draw one off of the Garura. Oh, nice thrust. Banish the Garura, summon Garura, or Maximus effect. Then you can send Lulu, and you can send, since you already have Albion, you could also send the Titanclad. So you get Cartesia and Quem, go end phase, get Cartesia and Quem out from the Lulu, and then get the Albion effect to set branded in red for even more follow-up. So you can do the uninterrupted gimmick lock. We'll show you guys the uninterrupted gimmick lock right here. And then you can get Cartesia. Oh, we can't actually, I mean, we can do the uninterrupted gimmick lock. We just have to do it correctly. So we'll then pass to our opponent's turn. We'll go main phase on this one, because to get uninterrupted, they do an action. You go to Resolution, you do Chainlink 1 Cartesia to fuse. Most of the time you're just going to go into like a Mud Dragon here, depending on what you run. You could always do a Dracostapelia as well if you run that. Obviously we're going to probably run that Chainlink 1 Mud Dragon, Chainlink 2 Loss, and then in the protection window you go Albion Chainlink 3, targeting Gimmick Puppet, and probably just an Albion to reuse it so you get the end phase again. And then your opponent's gimmick locked. They can't respond to, because you're under branded loss protection window. That's the uninterrupted gimmick lock, and you have so much follow-up to in the graveyard. Yep. With Thrust, many ways to play. This all plays through hand traps, obviously, because you have like Thrust, and Nadir just inherently plays through hand traps. That's why we run it. I have to fix the chat, guys. It is not updated. My bad. Guys, say something so that the chat repopulates. How do you beat Fire King Snake Eye going second? You just droplet them. Or sorry, Fire King Snake Eye. It depends on their board, right? But like a lot of the time, Super Poly, Droplet, Thrust, Talents. Talents does a lot, because you just usually Talents take their Apo, and then they can't do a whole lot. That cuts off a lot of them. Also, Mirror Jade, does a lot against them. Saying like breaking their board and then gimmick puppeting them is usually the play. Mirror Jade just does a lot, and looping Mirror Jade does a lot against them. So looping Mirror Jade is what you kind of want to do against them. Nice Dark Magician. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Judges are contacting me back in our database. Gets it right again. Not specifically I was right again. No. Nadir Servant combo. Okay, we can do. Want to see some comic gimmick locks? Sure, we can do that. We'll do the 1 card. I mean, it's like 1.5 card gimmick lock, basically. It's any kind of gimmick lock that you have when you just have access to Albaz, basically, plus Nadir. So most of the time, you're gonna have more than 1 card. You're gonna have some cards in your graveyard once you use Nadir, and usually one of them will be an Albaz or a Cartesian. That's all you need. So let's just say we have an Albaz in graveyard, and Nadir is the only card in your hand. Nadir Servant, sending Garura. And then we get Maximus. On Resolution, Garura draw a card. Super Poly, that's fine. And then we go Maximus Effect, banishing the Garura. And then we go Maximus Effect to make us send 2 cards from our extra deck. We send Albon, we send Lulu. And then we go End Phase, Lulu Effect, spec out the Cartesia. Albon Effect, get the Brandon red. Okay. We then pass to our opponent's turn. We have to go into main phase for this, unfortunately. But then we go main phase. They do an action. You can go Cartesia Effect to fuse. Actually, it depends. Hold on. I'm trying to see how we do this. Because we do need, like, one other card. Technically. That's why I'm like, it's actually way better for this card to be a Cartesia. Like, because we basically just need, like, any other card in hand, essentially. We have to keep a light spellcaster on board. And then go Grand Guignol Effect. Send the puppet. And then we can go Brand Red, taking Albaz, fusing off the Maximus. And that's kind of like the more realistic 1-card combo. We can review Andre Torres's stuff. That would be fun, actually. That's a good transition into what we do. And then we can go Sanctifier, targeting, Gimmick Puppet, and Quem. And we even get Quem's effect or whatever. Cartesia, worst case, or Albon to reuse. And then give our opponent the Gimmick Puppet and take the game. So, yeah, that's like the most common Gimmick Puppet scenario where you'll like be kind of like, you'll be stopped, but you have like Albaz in grave, you have like a Cartesia in hand or whatever, like a light in hand, and then you're able to just 1-card gimmick lock through Nadir with your resources already established. So yeah, we'll go over Andre Torres's games. That does sound pretty fun, actually. Can you show a quick show of it again? I was late. What do you mean, Rodney Guerra? We're gonna re-upload the deck. I mean, we're gonna re-upload the deck profile tomorrow, so I would very much recommend checking out the VOD or just going back in the video. But yeah, this is the deck. We'll just like show it off a little bit quickly. Just for the people that were not here, we're kind of just running like 3 droplet, 3 super poly. Obviously, a lot of these are just at 3 that you see. The ones that you can note: 1 Mercurier, 1 Dark Magician, 2 Albon, 2 Quem, 1 Maximus, 1 Puppet, 1 Dupe, 1 Talents. But a lot of things also are on just 3. So yeah, we'll talk about. Let's watch Andre Torres's games. Because that was actually, I mean, he only had 1 game, to be fair, right? He was only on feature once yesterday, I'm pretty sure. So let me get that up, guys. All right. So we do have Andre Torres's game right here. Shout out to Andre Torres, the GOAT. Obviously, one of the branded GOATs in the game. He isn't going to be playing too much longer, unfortunately, but he's always taken the game really far. All respect to him.
Strategy all the way back then, but he's still strong to this day, 7 years later, or like however many years later.
Oh, it's been so much time, and it's really cool to see all these great Cosmo fans in attendance, but he's not playing Cosmo today. He's using that signature fire strategy we've been seeing.
You know, it's a powerful field.
So we'll go over his build too after this.
Everybody's getting settled in here. Our judges are taking the stage again.
You have the same Spellground, yeah. I love this Spellground. I love the color. I want to sell it, but like, I just love the color. Andre Torres actually ran a pretty cool build, all things considered. He was running some tech with like brand high spirits at 3, which was interesting.
Knowing that Andres would be in the room, right? These are players that have to face each other all the time, both from Latin America. They are constantly at the same events, and if you're at a Latin American event, you have to be prepared to play against Andres Torres.
You definitely do. I mean, when
yeah, Andre Torres has 5 YCS tops, guys. He's like on the same level as Justin Khan. Very good player.
Side deck, not against a deck type, but against a single player.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I think that
we can go through game 1 here quickly.
Undisputed ultimate duel.
Just go through like playback speed really fast, essentially. Because Fire King is very broken. That's the thing. When you open up uninterrupted, it's kind of hard unless you see non-engine. And I looked at Andre Torres' list. He ran a lot of engine. Obviously, he also had like mistaken arrest in his main deck, which does not help you going second.
Certainly need to see the monsters again over and over again, but nuancedly different plays here.
Yeah, we'll just go over. Yeah, no, I want to show you guys him kind of playing into the board because this is a fire. Oh, so this was pure Snake Eye. And I see a trap in Andre. Yeah, he has mistaken rest, I believe, or fusion duplication, one of the two. I don't think he ran fusion duplication. Have you seen the internet cyberbullying Jesse Cotton? Yeah, the internet's really horrible, man. Jesse Cotton's like the GOAT of the game. And just speaking so ill on a player is just really disgusting that people are doing on the internet and fucking, like, honestly. Like, all love to Jesse Cotton. It was, people on Facebook are really, God. I don't know if he ran duplication or not. We'll have to see. Him going into the... Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. This was interesting because when I saw it... So he drew Super Poly for turn, went Cartesia, and then went Super Poly on the Savage, which does make sense in that scenario, and then you get the Grand Guignol. But he has the Chalice for that, which is interesting, and then he goes IP into... He doesn't IP yet. He does the stuff, and then he has Thrust. He does Thrust, so he has to be running duplication. See, this is why it's kind of tough for a branded board, because like they just sub so many negates, but the Thrust gets negated. Andre Torres needed to see a Droplet in this situation. Droplet would have solved this whole board. He does have duplication though to go off on his opponent's turn, which is nice. Yeah, Flamer is really broken. Then he goes Albon into Sanctifier, which he has no cards in hand, which is kind of scary, all things considered. Just because he's not going to be able to do too much there. He just keeps linking. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of game from there. So we'll go into game 2 here. I'm confused why he didn't try to go Battle Phase. We can go back to that. Because that might have been... Because that's something I was actually noticing through my own gameplay yesterday. That, like... it's not that I wasn't going into Battle Phase, but, like, that was usually the play to go Battle Phase. Because Battle Phase would have at least baited the Masquerena. But, like... He didn't have... That's the thing. He didn't have the SP on deck yet. So he couldn't go Battle Phase. If he just went Battle Phase... But then, like, once SP is on the board, he could have went Battle Phase. Yes. I guess. Well, no, he couldn't have. He didn't have resources. So it makes sense why he didn't. Thanks for subscribing. It's Bus Driver. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to watch this game now. I'm going to put the playback speed to normal.
Certainly would be exciting to see that game number 3, and the players were excited to play too. So let's go and pick up our cards and find.
Oh, with Cart on board. Well, the thing is like he only had the IP, right? So like he might not have even. Yeah, I guess that would have been a thing. Yeah, I think that's correct. You're right. You're right.
Similar to Mistake itself, it's a quick play spell.
But you guys gotta realize this is like one of the, it's stressful.
Able to add cards from their deck to their hand.
Exactly, some shade of Droll and Lockbird there. However, it doesn't necessarily have the same restrictions.
Yeah, getting Drolled here would kind of hurt, depending. Usually sending the Albaz here is always correct. I was sending Albaz a lot just because you want like a Quem target, you want brand red target or whatever.
Really similar to an Upstart Goblin, but yeah, still putting.
I also heard Andre Torres lost most of his die rolls, so, you know, he definitely didn't have, like, the easiest bracket.
Absolutely. It's just one of those incredible things. The deck has such great synergy with different archetypes. Really interestingly designed.
Because his deck was kind of built with winning a few die rolls in mind.
Because Albaz is in the graveyard.
So it might be time to go ahead and start the Fusion Fund. Juan has a great poker face there. not telegraphing that he's ready to activate any card, just keeping his hands.
He trades with Savage and Formula. Yes, that's true. That's true.
Lays down his next spell.
High Spirits OP, and then we get High Spirits here, which is really nice.
It does not reveal his cost.
I'm kind of surprised. Oh, he must have ripped High Spirits off the top.
And then send a monster with the same type from your extract to the graveyard. And if you do, you can.
High Spirits is usually full combo in Branded, which is kind of nice. It's something I'm considering running. It does play around roll, which is always nice. You just have to up the Albon ratios, like run more dragons, stuff like that.
And we might be seeing.
So we're going to be revealing the Masquerade here. So to add the Guiding Quem.
And then you can add what?
Waiting to see the Fright for Patchwork, I believe.
Yeah, Gem Chain when sent from the field or hand to the graveyard, not from the deck. Keep that in mind. You will be able to add a Frightward Patchwork from your deck to your hand.
It's good, but it's not that good. But man, such a powerful card. And Fight for Patchwork certainly showing up very early in these heavy fusion-based decks once we finally got in the trading card game. Grabbing another Edge Imp Chain to basically start that loop again in the future.
Yeah, so Edge Imp Chain package is nice. I think it gives you a lot of backbone going second. I just think the issue comes up when you're going first. It only really amounts to Cartesia fodder, which you don't have a lack of.
Taking a look at the Guiding Quem.
Guiding
Quem is so good too. It puts so much pressure on your opponent. I mean, he's saying the Retribution here, which tells me he's going to be setting up for like saying a Bestial or something.
Hopefully this inspires some of the Branded players at home. Again, this deck is just incredible in any form of the game, whether it's in the TCG or in Master Duel.
I know, I love that Konami lets this deck just run rampant.
The Edge Imp Chain.
I'm trying to get like the cameras in there, but it's not very easy, so I'm just gonna get the whole like game right there.
Taking a quick look at the grave.
Got 60 viewers still right now. What's up, guys? Watching Andre Torres's top 4 UDS semifinals.
Was sent, or sorry, we left the extra deck. Guiding Quem will be able to trigger as well in the field to special summon a monster that's either Fallen of Albaz or mentions Fallen of Albaz from the graveyard.
Definitely a tight-knit circle in the war between Dogmatica and Fallen of Albaz. Lots of great cards that cross over between them.
We see the Grand Guignol come down, which
and let's see who we
we're seeing a lot of Grand Guignol. Oh yeah, so it looks like he just did not open Branded Fusion, obviously, which is tough. You know, like losing your die rolls, just seeing no non-engine, and then just like then not even seeing an opening into Branded Fusion. Like it looks like he'll get there though.
And it's just
but I've watched this, so I'm not gonna spoil it. But
the storyline play out and the gorgeous animation that we just had playing earlier in the stream. But this is no anime. This is the real deal, and we are activating Branded Fusion.
Yeah, how many? You didn't open the Branded Fusion, but after several interactions that just put every single card from your deck to the graveyard, you are.
That's the great thing about Branded.
This way, not just by.
You're able to just like thin your deck out 10 cards and get Branded Fusion, like get any card you need at any point.
It's not quite a hand. You don't have access to all of it, but you're constantly going into it and constantly getting stuff done.
It looks like the Branded Fusion is resolving. There was no slow roll Ash Blossom from Juan here.
And yep, no Ash Blossom here, which so it looks like things are going to be good, but we do already see the Grand Guignol come down, so you know if he goes Albion, it's not going to be good. I don't think he set the Puppet though. He's going to have to send Puppet and Albaz here though. In my opinion, it's sending Puppet and Albaz. Yeah.
There is the gimmick Puppet. Andres counting the amount of summons he's.
There's no anime. Never mind. I'll pick my battles.
We did see from Juan game 1. Likely to be sided out, but not necessarily.
Facts card limits.
It is wholly possible that this duel.
Yeah, we see the Lubellion come down. This is what happens when you can't send the Gimmick Puppet off a Brand Fusion. As long as you have a light spellcaster in graveyard, you can just always make the Lubellion to spin back from your field or graveyard or banish the light spellcaster to make that Sanctifier. So I think Andre Torres, you know, the GOAT, knows these lines better than anyone.
You're sending these monsters from the deck to the graveyard again. Basically having access to every card in your deck.
Really do appreciate him bringing Branded back just to the high levels.
Albaz as well as the Masquerade.
Guy has a love for the deck. Yeah, or at least an appreciation, you know.
Think about that, Albion. That looks like it's Mirror Jade.
All right, so this is.
It was Albaz plus.
Oh, we see the Mirror, the Mirror Jade come down.
lock so far.
Which
but
is
of course, Mercur will always be able to send
interesting.
Albon into the graveyard, get you access to Brandon and Red.
Because if he gets nibbed here,
Oh, that could be
but
really
I
red
I
already.
presume he gets the
So
lock
if you're
here
Juan,
though.
you're
I'm
staring
really
all this
confused
down
as
from
to.
the Snake Eyes
I mean,
side.
I know where
Maybe
he'll
the
go
jump
with
of the
this. He
duel,
could
or
go
just
main
think about
phase
game three.
Cartesia, you know.
I mean, it's
I think he was on
you
2
just have to
Grand
have an
Grand
answer. If you
Guignol
have
as
an
well. He has
answer
to be if he's on
with
3 high spirits. If
the
I had to guess.
foolish return into this position, then you're set. If you don't, then yeah, we gotta go into game 3.
What's wild about the Foolish Return is it is a quick play spell card, so if there were any shenanigans, you could activate that from your hand in response to the Sanctifier's effect.
Oh, he does have Call by the Grave though. That I think will serve a similar role.
Oh no, the called by is gonna be really tough here. That's crazy.
Most
What?
of his cards to the
Yuri
board,
didn't even
but
tell me
Graveyard
that.
only has 1 card left in hand.
The Grand like if we talk about interruptions that are available,
Getting
there's
the one
actually
of
quite a
called
few.
by is
The Blazing
really-
Cartesia has a quick effect to fuse.
that's
in
really
like
tough.
Mirror Jade obviously does. What Mirror Jade does, being able to send a monster from your extra deck, a fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions Albon.
But normal
to
summon
banish
Poplar isn't
any
very
monster on
good.
the field.
Oh, we get
Not so much
mistaken
the
arrest.
mistaken arrest. Oh yeah, I knew about that. There's 2 of those sitting in his hand.
Such a great card for sure. Poor little Sangan and all of his adventures.
That's kinda
Again, taking a
crazy.
look at the card.
Does this
It's
just
so
does this
insane. Again,
how
until
does this
the
not
end
go
of the
game
next turn after
3?
this card resolves, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand.
I'm
except
very
by drawing them.
confused.
Unfortunate lead with the Poplar there, cutting it off immediately.
Because I would have already
Seriously,
gone
the guy is able to
into
get away without having to get
the
access to deck
puppet.
too much as far as searching
Oh,
goes.
he's going Quem
But now we
here.
have to deal with the Blazing Cartesia. We also have to deal with the Guiding Quem because a monster has left the extra deck, and that's just the Link Ribo being summoned. You are able to summon a
Yeah, I
monster
don't know,
from your
man.
graveyard
Like,
that
there's a
mentions Fallen of Albaz
lot.
or is Fallen of Albaz.
My man only played
That's really
Dragoon
what
and
this
Blazing Brand
deck is all
King.
about. You know, some decks are powerful because they put multiple monsters on the board that can just say, "No, I'm going to negate your
This
access
is
to the
usually
deck."
one of those
However,
board states where
this is
you
more about
already
overwhelming
puppet
your
in
opponent
my
with
opinion. I
really
usually
resources,
don't
and
let
then
people
maybe
go
if you're
this
lucky, you
far.
put that gimmick
Like, especially when you already have
across
Mirror
the
Jade
board.
on board, like going Quem targeting Albaz.
We're going to be using
Isn't-
the Call by the Grave there to go after likely that Fallen of Albaz that's
What?
being summoned by the Quem. Which means we still have to deal with whatever Cartesia summons, which is likely going to be something along the lines of Dragos Tapelia.
So I
The
see
Mirror
why
Jade,
he did this.
and
He
then
was
the
playing
Quem
around the
still has
called
an
by
option
because
to
at least
send
he
it
has
to
a
summon
Mirror
another
Jade
monster.
now.
And the Dragos Tapelia is hugely
just
important right now. It is
tough.
the monster that ends up on the board because again, that's something that can put Predaplant.
Oh, that's inc-
Hey, sometimes
Yo,
you can
that
get
Mirror
back to
Jade
one
play
game
with the
before
Ren
someone
Brum.
else
What?
is playing
I
seven
never
monsters.
thought about
Reducing the
that.
levels to one can just
That's so
absolutely take their
cool.
access to the extra deck.
Yo, on the called by
That's how
Fallen of
Fallen
Albaz
level 1
to like faint
True, true,
the
but hey, might
the
need to get a
puppet to
little
then
bit bigger
send the
about that
Ren
to
Brum
try to
target
synchron back to
chain
level
Ren
one.
Brum target Albaz to dodge the that's a high level play. That's some high level shit.
It was slightly large.
That's very cool. I'm gonna
But
try to
just
use that in the
making sure
future
that everything is
because
up
like
and up
making
against
your
the opponent
opponent
is
try
really
to
key
play
for
into
you
it
to
is really
understand.
nice. Like make your opponent say, "Oh, I'm not gonna go for the
Taking
puppet,"
just a
so they
moment to
end
make
up
sure that everything you're
targeting.
doing is correct. Gonna hand back that Ren Brum, place that back in the graveyard, and I think it's time to resolve our chain.
Rinbrum immediately being chained because Mirror Jade is cost. You are able to chain the Rinbrum here. The Mirror Jade resolving, going to be able to banish the Link Rebo.
So then we see the Poplar. I mean, we still see
Again,
the
not activate or
puppet come up,
screening
which
of
is
the add
nice.
cards
Or
to
sorry,
the
we
hand
see
because
the
it's but we
Cartesia
have
now try
seen
to go
a
into
lot
the
of Snake Eye players
Sanctifier
play through Draw
with the
Monster
called by
Mirror, so
already.
that's
Oh,
what
that's
your
so
deck
good.
says.
I probably
Nothing
would
at
have.
the end of
I
your
probably
draw.
would have used the Lubelli on there, to be
Actually, the
honest.
Using the Fallen of Albaz
But I
as
guess that
well
means
as
that we could
the
use
Guiding Quem
Sanctifier to bring
into
it
Albon
back.
Sanctifier.
Taking a good
Yeah,
look
to
at
reuse the
Sanctifier
Quem.
again.
That
This is
makes sense.
really the card that probably is the most scary when you think about it, right? Because it has access to kind of lock your opponent out
Yep,
of stuff. but
he's
it's
starting
also
in the
just
Quem and
good
the
in its own
puppet.
right. But we are seeing it. I think I just saw the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. And, oh, there's the Foolish Return.
Bring both.
Oh, what's the foolish return? I need to.
So, okay, just clarifying here, does Albion Sanctifier resolve?
Oh, I
Possible.
forgot people
If
are
you chain
running
Foolish
this
Return
now.
to
That's really
remove
rough
the,
having foolish
Gimmick
return
Puppet
there.
back into the deck, you are still. Will he still be summoning the other monster?
Well, the good news is we have our judges to answer that question. But just taking a look at the card itself, it's going to be target 2 monsters in any graveyards and special summon both monsters, 1 to each field. So if you can't special summon both, believe our judges were going to go ahead and lock him out of
Yeah,
the
no, that's
right.
always been a
But
thing. Like,
again,
they have to
that's why they're
special
the
summon
judges.
both.
They're
I'm
doing
actually
their best to
surprised
let
this
our
is
players
coming
know
up
what's all
here.
That works pretty ideal for Juan here. He just wants to. I guess now he's trying to.
Foolish
choose
return is
if
really
he doesn't have to actually
broken.
go after the lock. Yeah, you can leave the Gimmick Puppet there. You
Oh,
wanna actually
he's
just
under
cover the
mistaken
Quem, use that
arrest.
resource. having called by as well as the Foolish Return, he was very prepared to deal with the gimmick block. And now,
Wait, was
actually,
that
that's a lot
Yuri?
of
Does
direction
that mean that
already.
shouldn't have
If he has
happened?
a way to keep playing here, he might be able to run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the end of our duel right here and there, and it's strange to think about it, right? You're looking at Andres' field, and you see all these powerful fusion monsters, such high attacks, but once they've used up all their effects, they're just big bodies on the field. So now Diabellstar is showing up to kind of start this combo off.
And getting rid of another Diabellstar, that is perfect here. You're going to be able to set that original Simple Spells that's at the top of the deck. I imagine that's what you're going for, not going for the Temple, unless you already have another copy of original in your hand.
Shows you what makes Diabellstar so strong. She's not adding that card to the hand, she's setting it on the field. So the Mistaken Arrest has nothing to say about that.
Yeah, it's kind
Now
of
you can
crazy.
use the original to send that Poplar from field. Go ahead and summon a copy of Snake
Foolish
Eye.
Return.
You can ban
Yeah, just to
this card,
clarify,
special summon one to
the
Grand
Grand Wigwam
Man, I
two
didn't
here.
even realize that was a card until
Suppose
this
we should do that as well,
format.
just to see what options are still available for Andres.
Select one person
There's
of
not
card in
too
your opponent's
much based on what
graveyard
we're
and shuffle
seeing
that into
here.
their deck. Yeah, that's pretty good.
original, sending us cost.
If people start
On
using
hand,
that, I
actually,
mean,
Snake
like
Eye Oak,
him
Snake
having
Oak,
that in his deck is
Poplar
so
is going to
lucky.
use its effect to summon
I did not
Flaming
deal with
Drop
that
from
card
the
at
deck,
all
going to be
over the
able to start
weekend.
climbing into the extra. He does
Like
have
running
access to
Dragoon
the
might
Dark Charmer
have
as well.
to, like we
He
might
should
have to stick
definitely
with
not target
Dragoon
the
if
puppet.
we're seeing foolish, you know,
Certainly don't wanna see
returns.
that monster on your field.
Carlin says, I bought myself
accidentally
this Core
exerting
Century
that
Yu-Gi-Oh! Sleeves of Atem and Kaiba and clear standard mat to protect them. Hell yeah, brother.
Yep, so this can actually bring
Got
back
that
the
drip
Golden
for your
Clown.
cards. Him just going... See, that's the thing, dude. Like, Droll doesn't do much
Which is
against
going
this
to be
deck.
Quiritis. Quiritis can make the monsters go
But we
to
do have the
0.
Quiritis. I mean, like, in my
Again,
opinion,
we
this
bring
is
up this
still, like,
position. The perfect counter to this card is World Sea Dragon Zelantis.
pretty
It
good
is.
for the branded player, but obviously I think he plays through it.
Just about have the materials on the board for such a World Sea Dragon Zelantis.
Thinking then, right?
The World Sea Dragon will be able to reset all of his monster stats because they're going to be re-special summoned to the field. The Quiritis, because it wasn't properly summoned, would not be able to be summoned back, but that would trigger its effect to be able to summon a monster from the deck. But since Quem is already used, I believe its effects are once per turn. You can summon an Albert, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a concern. I
Already
think
fused
Juan has access to a game shot.
This cannot be
I
destroyed by
believe so.
effects, but
Juan
this
may
cannot.
be our semi-finalist that advances in the next round. Again, all these cards are just bodies, but again, Desperate and Quiritis, one of the earlier Despian cards from the whole branded Dogmatica War. But again, it's still powerful, right? You still see it in Master
Snake Eyes,
Duel,
Ash, and Ash
reducing
Blossom
all those
should be
monsters that
banned.
are not strong fusions down to
I
0 attack.
mean-
It's great effects still to this deck.
His Space Foolish
Now,
Return
there
was a
isn't
quick
copy
play,
of
yep.
Grand Opening in the graveyard, so maybe
I didn't even
we
realize
use
it
the
was a
Flame
card,
Merge
card
to go
limits.
after the Quiritis just to not
And
even
then
deal
everyone
with
started
summoning
talking
another
about it
monster
this
from the deck.
weekend. I'm
'Cause
like,
everything
what's
else,
Foolish
I mean, even
Return?
the Mirror Jade being destroyed would destroy every monster in Juan's
Andres
graveyard.
Torres opponent
But
literally
it wouldn't
drew
matter if
Exodia. He
never
really
has
did.
to reach the end phase.
If you don't reach the
Juan's a
end
good
phase because you win
duelist,
before it is not a
but
problem. So
this
let's
is
go ahead
also
and
just
perform what
like
appears to be another Link summon.
really
Yeah,
annoying
back
that
to
he's
that
under
Quiritis.
Mistaken
And
Arrest.
now he just
This is why
finds
Mistaken
his
Arrest is
way
probably just not the
through
play against this deck
his
because they can just
combo
play through it.
into the Promethean Princess,
Like
into the
slash
World Sea Dragon,
Droll.
into, or sorry,
Really
into
depends.
the
Like
Raging
Yuri
Phoenix, into
said,
the
having
World
the
Sea
God
Dragon,
hand
and
really
then
helped
using
here,
World Sea Dragon's effect,
frankly,
along
because
with
a lot of
another
the time
fire
Droll
monster,
can't stop
and
a
then
Fire King
he'll be
player
right
hand.
underway, and that is a lot of damage.
It's true that Salamangreat Raging Phoenix never looks so good when it partners up with a water monster. It's a little strange to see on the field, but it is so cool the way these duelists are putting together all these different deck types. all at
Flameberg and
once.
Princess need
We're
to
gonna
be banned.
see
I mean, I don't
Snake Eye
disagree. I just think
Go ahead and
that
summon again.
I
And
agree with
looks like the
Flameberg
Snake Eye
being
from
banned in
the
like
Flamberg
Snake Eyes
decks.
stat 1, and I feel like the deck would be fine. Like if you ban Princess, then the deck is like useless, right? Then you just literally get
We
rid of
want a
all their
monster,
support.
But not a monster that locks you out of keeping this game going,
So-
especially when you have finally exhausted your opponent's effects. It's time to get into this duel.
Oh, and there is a Magician's Souls as well. There has to
Just pay
be
attention to
a
Andres'
fall in the
face.
Valve
Yeah, I
actually,
watched
so
the
that's
end of
just
the
would've
duel
been an
already,
additional body
Yuri.
would have had been able to climb into Princess a little bit easier.
You think he should
but I
let
guess you don't really
the
need to if you
called
have
by
another playable
go?
card in your hand. Here is the Promethean Princess going to be able to bring back likely the Flamebird Dragon. Just
I
'cause it's,
mean,
you know, large
should
and
he have let
charging.
the called by
Definitely is.
go?
3,000 attack is certainly important. Again, the Sanctifier, as strong as it may be, it is
Yeah,
only
he
3,000
had
attack.
to, or
Same
no,
with
he
the
had to do
Mirror
that
Jade.
because
So
Ren Brum only
stats actually
targets
matter.
Albaz,
I mean,
and
if
he only had
when
one
they're in
Albaz
face
in
down
graveyard, I
defense position, how
believe.
much do their stats matter?
True. The Zelantis would be able to go ahead and splash
Double
them
Grave
face down in the
interactions
water.
just clap, yep. Oh my god, I hate Zelantis.
And the Zelantis will also still be able to destroy 2 of these monsters. Now, just to clarify, because actually, Zelantis is re-special summoning them. The
You
Mirror
have
Jade will no
73
longer
people
be
watching
summoned
right
from
now.
the
Make
extra
sure to
deck.
like and
That is
subscribe if
correct
you have
because
not
you
already.
special
Really would
summon from these
appreciate it,
banish
guys.
file. Well, banishment, I should say. We have a great new name
Got
for that.
51 likes on the stream.
Because it says
A
ignorant.
banger of a Monday stream so far.
again, World Sea Dragon Zealantis, a card that was, I don't want to say ignored. Everyone was excited when it first came out, but no one quite
Dude, that
figured
card
out
was
the
always
good
broken, man.
practical application of it.
Zealantis
And
just
we've seen
reads broken.
multiple different decks showcase how powerful it is, whether it's the Fire King variant or the Snake Eye version.
Now, Juan did clarify that Mirror Jade, had it come back in face-up attack position, would be reset and would be able to use its effect again. But again, just please summon these monsters in face-down defense position.
If you're cheering
Thank
for Juan,
you.
there we go. There's the face downs.
The Cartesia can be in attack mode, that's fine.
That's so crazy that you can just Zealantis do that.
It does to your opponent. He would love to have his cards face up.
No, it's each individual one. You can choose their position, whether it be face-up attack position or face-down defense position.
So again, just reading the effects here again. You're going to special summon as many monsters as
Glad
possible
Andre
banished by the
uses
effect
the
of
World
World
Champ
Sea Dragon
sleeves that I
Zealantis
used to.
to the owner's side of the field, face up or in face down defense position. You can pick and choose, and that's what's making this powerful card from a few sets ago really
Yeah,
stand out
Princess
right now,
kinda did a
because that
lot
face
here.
down has never mattered more.
I didn't, yeah. That was all Princess. I see what you mean, Anbu.
Because you're going to be able to use Princess to go ahead and destroy one of them. The Raging Phoenix is going to be able to come back on, gain the stats of the monster that you destroyed on your side of the field, with the fire one, of course. And in the battle phase, World Sea Dragon has another crazy effect.
Yeah, like
for the
that deck
amount of
does
cold
need
monsters
to
you
get,
control.
like, I don't know. I was lucky where it wasn't like that
There they go.
unfortunate.
And then, of course, he is attempting to activate the
Like
Mercur,
I
would not
think
be able
having
to
the
special
droplets in my
summon
main
from
really
the
helped these
banished
situations. Like this
This
droplet
is
would have won
more
that
than enough
first
damage on
game.
the field. And Juan takes it. Juan will be moving on into the finals to face against Jesse Cotton.
What an incredible line of play there, you know, seeing the Salamangreat Pyro Phoenix, seeing the World Sea Dragon Zealantis, combining all these different attributes, right, making sure to properly sequence your plays.
That's just like, yeah, no. Shout out to Andre Torres, the GOAT. He really just like
earned his place in history, but everyone at home,
losing a lot of die
even
rolls
Columbus,
really is
because
tough
for real,
in
seeing
a
Brandon
in a
get this far in the
tournament
tourney is
versus
a
just
real
like people who
showcase
do not
of what you can
misplay.
do with a different deck.
I mean,
You
this
know,
also really goes to show
he's the
how
GOAT in my book,
proper
always
Juan's
taking
deck
Brand to
really was, right? You
Despia,
knew you were
so
scared of this
I wish
strategy,
him luck
and
in
just
whatever he
two
does going
instances of
forward.
having an answer for
And
the strategy you
I
had
thank him for
been
bringing the
called by
deck so
grid, you had
far
to
as he
return.
always
And without
has,
it,
and
there were still
you know.
every single
If you see
monster
Andre
that was
Torres,
that
you
way
know,
the
just know
best field you could
he's
do. It wasn't enough to stop the fire
he's
strategy.
gonna
It certainly
he's
wasn't.
gonna
Andre's
puppy
deck
you.
did exactly what he
I
wanted
think
to.
he's
We
played
saw
other
nearly
decks,
every
but I know
fusion monster, we saw nearly every fusion spell
Branded is
played,
usually
but
what
it
he
just
goes
wasn't
back
enough
to.
with the players having some
So
great
it's
sports
cool to see
teams
them
like
handshake and
Juan certainly
everything.
getting ready for his next game, but he is not
You know, it's really
done yet.
unfortunate
Again,
when that
now
happens.
there's only two duelists,
But
right? The
do
Battle
we
City
really
Finals
believe
are just
Flameberg
getting
is the
smaller
problem,
and smaller,
Margie?
so our undisputed
I mean, I
ultimate
do
series
think
is down to
Flameberg
just
is a
two
problem,
people.
yes.
You at
Do you
home,
think
you're
Raji,
future
like
champion,
Raji,
right?
what would
This
you
one
do
Juan
instead of like
Andrade
banning
versus Jesse
Flameberg?
Two absolute
Because Flameberg, in my
If
opinion,
they've
that
been doing
gets,
this
you
for
know, it specs
so
out Snake
long,
Eyes
we have
Ash, and,
both been playing with several
just like
championships
Ponix
under their belt,
basically
right? We have
every
both
turn,
YCS
it
champions,
adds so
both
much
UDS champions.
recursion to the deck
Jesse, a bit of a
that you
world
can't
champion,
deal with
world
because
not
the only
champion,
way you
but
can do is
runner-up,
if you
but
have
he has
Mirror
been a
Jade to
world
spot
competitor
banish, and you
4
can't Mirror
different
Jade
times.
every
Juan has
turn.
chased it, unfortunately missed it in
Did you know top
2018,
4 was open
losing it to
decklist? I thought it was
Galileo,
stupid, to
but
be honest.
still
Yeah, I
been in the running
did
for
see
a
that.
very long time.
I see why they did that though, because like if people just like watched VODs, they would have like an advantage over one another, because they could just see like people who got streamed would have their deck list out or whatever. So I guess that's kind of why they did that, but it's definitely annoying. We can go over Torres's deck list too,
Now, when you look at Jesse Cotton,
because I thought it was a really cool
Juan,
deck list for
take
what
all their
it's
accomplishments
worth.
aside, just today, who do you think is favored?
Well, you know, Jesse was trying to make sure that he got through these turns a little differently than he did yesterday, right?
So this is Andre Torres's UDS list, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you haven't already on the stream before we get into it. Really do appreciate y'all coming through strong on this Saturday stream. So yeah, this is Andre Torres's brand Despia list that he ran at the UDS. Offhand, it looks very spicy. He has 2 talents. I think 2 talents, 3 thrusts makes sense in a 50 card list. I've actually debated on running 2 talents. I think I could definitely put in 2 talents in my build, as I mentioned before. I think the thrust or the soul release in the side deck was correct. Mistaken Arrest is interesting on top of Droll. I just think the cards don't do enough against the deck, so you might have to, like, you know, the droplets would have helped in my opinion. Evenly Mash is definitely the play. I think Evenly's quite good in certain situations. He just didn't see it. I've turned down the music. I'm sorry, guys. Ambu, I agree. Yep. The solution is clearly Bestials for fire. Exactly, SSJ Renolf. Exactly. Bestial that banishes fire. Yes. That would be so funny if that's what they did. Like Konami of America did that. Rarji limit Ash limits consistency, actually plays hard into interruption. I mean, I agree, Rarji. I would think like that's what I would do before the Flameberg ban. I said this earlier. I know like people might be coming in and out, so you probably didn't hear that, so it's all good. I think limit Ash would be nice if we got that on a ban list like pretty soon. The deck would still be the best deck with limit Ash. Thanks for the subscribe, Pinky Corpse. Road to 4K subscribers. Very much appreciate it. Card limits. I feel like I have an advantage with open deck lists. They'll see it and go, oh, this is trash. I don't need to read this. Easy. Yeah, exactly. That's what it really like dumbs down the game state, because then you are like, oh, I don't have to play into Super Poly because he doesn't run Guru or whatever. Like I was hearing stuff like that from the contestants on the UDS. I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like Yu-Gi-Oh! So I totally get why you guys don't like it. I didn't like it either on to be fair. Rarji, yeah, to be honest, open deck list before top 4 was the dumbest thing to do. Oh my bad, I just joined. No, you're good, brother. Magnum seems really good right now. What do you think about Mysterion? I don't like Mysterion personally. I don't think it does enough. You know, I haven't seen any of the topping lists be running Mysterion, so I think that's kind of bore out. So Andre Torres' list, we have 1 Lubellion, 3 3 Shroud Dragon. So I said in my deck profile Shroud Dragon 2 was pretty bad, but I'm not running High Spirits. If I ran High Spirits, I think Shroud at 2 would have been just fine probably. I think 3 with 3 is pretty good because you're always able to send this. Not running 2 Grand Guignol is a little sus. I would run the 2 Grand Guignol over the Magnum. Maybe Magnum's a target for High Spirits. I don't think so. It's not a very good one. So yeah, and then he runs the main deck Puppet. You'll love to see it. Bestials, and then 3 Aluber 3. I still think you need to run the Bestials. I know some people have been not running the Bestials. I think you just get too much advantage off of the Bestials in my opinion. So I agree with running that. 2 Cartesia, 1 Quem. Only running 1 Quem with no ad-lib is a little sus in my opinion. But I get it. I just think it comes up too much in my opinion. But drawing 2 Quem does suck, so I get it. He likes the ratio of like 3 Aluber, 1 Quem. I think you remember him talking about that in a previous deck profile. And then we have 3 Fusion Deployment, 2 Poly, 3 Tactics, 2 Patchwork with the 2 Edge Chain. So that's a 6-card package to really help yourself going second with Guardian Chimera. And you can also run the Masquerade as well to put your opponent on, you know, tax him basically with their life points. So I think that's pretty okay. I just wouldn't run it personally. I think you could cut the Patchwork engine and just like run Nadirs and just do the same thing. You can even keep the High Spirits engine in my opinion, but like High Spirits at 3, it really sucks drawing 3, but at 50 card build I can see why. Like you probably aren't drawing any more than 1 most of the time at that point. But drawing 2 is like really just like game ending, so I don't know if I'd ever run 3. I'd run 2 at most. But you know, Andre Torres, he is the GOAT, so no hate to that. 3 opening, 3 super poly, 2 red. 2 red is becoming more standard. I think that's just because it's nice to dodge Imperm right now. And there's a lot of grind games, and Brand Red is just like a good card, so it makes sense that you could run 2 of it. 1 Lost, 1 Deployment or Duplication, and then 1 Retribution. For the extra deck, we have 1 Chimera, 1 Sanctifier, 2 Mirror Jade, of course, 1 Magnum Reliever. I think 2 Mirror Jade's very good right now. Just comes up way too much in the grind games. And then we have 1 Magnum the Reliever. Magnum's cool. I think you run it when you run the Poly engine with Patchwork. Elsewise, you probably don't run it. It's cool in Chimera because you do run it there, so. Anyways, we do have the Draco Stapelia, the Lubellion. We also have Grand Guignol, 1 Despia Quertus, 1 Masquerade to pay taxes, and it's a decent time card. 1 Titaniclad. I saw a lot of people citing time cards, so it makes sense to even just main it, frankly. And then Ren Brum because of the Patchwork engine, obviously. And then we have 2 Albion, 1 Ren Brum, and 1 Mud Dragon. No Garura, he said, because it was going to be all Fire King. That's basically why. You know, he was very much tacked in for the meta he was expecting at the UDS. And then for the side, you see that for that reason, it's basically all just hate. against Snake Eyes and Fire King. I think the Drooler kind of makes sense against Fire King. I could see myself putting that in. But, like, you should just be running Droplet at that point, in my opinion. Or Droplet and Dark Ruler I could see myself running. But, you know, Dark Ruler evenly goes hard, so I get it. No Garura was basically because he was only going to play Fire King. So, like, a lot of the time it's only a Mud Dragon you want to make anyway. 3 Draw, 2 Restore Release. It's a thrust target, I guess. And then 3 Dark Ruler. It's a thrust target. 3 Mistaken Arrest. To act as another Droll. I don't know how much I like that personally because we saw him just play through it. I bet it helps sometimes though. Just sometimes they draw the God Hand because they are the best deck in the room. 3 Evenly I think goes kind of hard against the Fire King deck, so I see why. And then 1 different Dimension Ground for a thrust target. It's something I'm considering running. I wonder how good it was. I've been seeing more people run that. So, yeah, that was Andre Torres' list. Shout out to Andre Torres. Go check out his YouTube channel and his Twitter and all that fun stuff. But, yeah. So, I'm trying to think what we can do now. We're going to do... Did you see the list? That one top 8 brand list that played U-Ball Fusion? Yeah, I did. So, we can go over some of these... I think I did see one of those lists. I hope it's still here. Yeah, it's right here. So, oh god, this picture sucks. So, Branded got second place at a regional with Spirit U-Bell, and he ran 1 U-Bell in his extra deck, the new one, and then that was about it in terms of the engine. So I was very confused because you can't fusion deployment out U-Bell, Spirit U-Bell, because it's not specifically listed on U-Bell, the fusion. So at best, this is like a one-of that you send to the graveyard and like bring back with Sanctifier. Or you just randomly draw it into hand trap. And then it's like I don't get the point of it. I feel like I don't want to like talk bad on the player, but like, did he think deployment sent out Spirit of U-Bell? Like, I know they're very good players down there, so I doubt it was that. I just think that Spirit U-Bell was kind of troll in this build, to be honest. It doesn't do much, except for brick your hands. You don't even run Allure to unbrick it. I mean, you can obviously fuse off of it, but I don't think it's very good. I mean, obviously it's okay for Super Poly but it's like you're running the U-Bell fusion, so it's like, okay, your intention is to Super Poly U-Bell. And that could happen. I just don't think it's very good. Like, it's a tech for sure. Like, it's something we could consider because of the Super Poly. Like, let's just say, go Battle Phase, you go Spirit U-Bell, and then you go Super Poly for their whole board. That doesn't sound horrible. But that's like a 2-card comp. That's like a 3-card combo because Super Poly discards a card. So, I don't know, man. It doesn't sound that great, in my opinion. What do you guys think of that? I know U-Bell, pure U-Bell's getting even better. They get even more support. It's really actually crazy. All right. But we get to update this. Alexander, they could run a U-Bell fusion that you can deployment, but that's another extra deck monster. Is there a U-Bell fusion that you can deployment? I don't think there is. I could be wrong. We're gonna get over to some ranked games now, as per usual. What do we got for a build right now? Don't need these imperms. Put in the droplets. And then what else did I have on my side? Oh, I had evenly. But yeah, this is basically my build right now. I think I'm missing a couple cards in the main deck. Oh yeah, I don't have the second Albion, obviously. What else am I missing? Maximus? No, I have that there. Branded in red? No. Oh, Dark Magician. Nope, I have that in there. Thrust. I'm gonna remove Dark Magician though. Remove down on those bricks. This is basically going to be the updated build to my regional build. We're fixing it, guys, on stream. Can you believe it? 63 people watching right now. Really do appreciate it, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you have not already. Would appreciate it. Help support the channel. Also sign up for those channel memberships for $5 a month. You get access to Secret Channel and Discord. Also, you just support the channel. Also, you could always bookmark my TCG Player affiliate link and use that for all your TCG Player purchases. Link down in the description so that at no additional cost to yourself. Yup, it's a Neos fusion that uses Ubel. Oh my god. Yeah, so like if you're gonna do that, you might as well do that and then run the Ubel fusion, right? Like to me, elsewise, it's like seems really random. Yeah, Brand was so close to UDS, Savior Wolf. Neos Kluger mentions OG Ubel. Oh, that's cool. Did you see that Unchained list that got top 4? I did. Do you mean Unchained Ubel or like the regular Unchained list? Because I saw an Unchained list that got top 4. Alright, well, we get to let them play Solitaire. Wow, Fenrir pass is crazy. What am I getting frickin' anti-spelled? Yeah, I did see that list. It was kind of neat, but I don't think like Unchained is going to be doing anything anytime soon outside of the Ubel stuff in the future. Maybe I'm wrong. I just think the deck is kind of weak now. Seeing if I can find the list here. I had it up. I guess I don't have it anymore. Oh, I see it. Just go over this quick as we're waiting for our opponent. Bunch of hand traps, Paw Prosperity. Bunch of Unchained cards. Seems about right. Sounds like you're maxing out on all the other Unchained cards. It seems solid. I just like, if you want to play Unchained, this seems like the list to play. Unless you want to play Unchained Ubel. I just wouldn't be like worried about Unchained anytime soon. Okay then. So glad that Rise Art isn't in the format anymore. Not having to deal with that card. Alright, how do we do this? I mean, it's obviously deployment into Albaz here. I mean, we could go Cartesia here as well. Dodge the Imperm. Because, like, this probably plays into Imperm here. And either way, we can get, like, Quem to, like... I want to play around their targeting. It's pretty huge against Kashira. Also, the Foolish is a little awkward here with the Retribution in hand. Okay. See, I knew he had the imperm. Just I knew from those two sets. That was like the world's most obvious imperm. If he has another imperm, that's like really funny. Wow, I got ashed on the Grand Guignol. That's even crazier. Oh, I got ashed on the Tragedy. That's really crazy. That's even crazier. I think I'm just sending Garura to draw a card. I mean, I could send this. But, like, I don't like sending that when they already ashed me. So, like, I know I'm not expecting an ash. I think we can just send Lubellion here. And then we search out the Branded Fusion, obviously. And then we go Branded Fusion. And here, we can just go for the Lubellion since we already... Or, sorry, the Albion, since we know he probably doesn't have an imperm in there. And this way... I mean, we have the Mercurier for, actually... That's the thing, we actually have Mercurier. Oh, we can just make literally Mirror Jade with the Garura and Graveyard. That sounds a lot better. I mean, we could discard Retribution, but you guys gotta remember, Retribution is also an interruption on your opponent's turn. And now we get Brand Lost here. And I think we can go for... I mean, we could obviously just do this. And I don't want to Maximus yet, though. So we're just going to do this. Do something funny with our time. Because we like being funny around here. Yeah, why not? We can just send Lulu and then take the... Yeah, he lost there. So we're going against Kashtira, so... We're gonna want Kashtira cards. I think that even Lee is pretty good against Kashtira. I think Nib is okay against them, depending. It really depends. Like, I think they basically play under Nib now. That's the issue. I think that Cosmic is actually going to be what we want against them, frankly. Just keeping what we already have, and then obviously we side out our going first cards. Oh, we drew Cosmic evenly. That's pretty good. Oh gosh, please take the shifter. Ryan, what's up? Yeah, it's Omega. I play 2 Berserk on Boo. No Tomb Guide or Berserk Archfiend was interesting. Tour Guide or Berserk Archfiend was interesting. Oh, that had no Tour Guide. Yeah, that was interesting. I think like maybe they just think their other cards like extend harder, and like losing on the Tour Guide really sucks now since you don't always have the Shivara to dodge it. Yeah, Unchained has to focus on 2-card combo now since Ren is bad with 1 Shivara, sadly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too, Alexander. Nice. You don't like Dueling Book, Chris? Ivan Yo. I do want to go Dueling Book, actually. This is just, like, easier to play on stream. Like, I'm gonna be starting to grind offline DB a lot. Just because Omega just feels troll sometimes, but also Omega's just, like, good for streaming. It's like easy, it's automated. I just have to click buttons instead of just like debating my opponent on why my ruling is correct, which is like hard to do and also make an entertaining stream. So Omega is just like way better for a streaming experience. Oh, we got the mirror. Not the Heat Soul Mecha Phantom Beast. 3 Rico was cool since. Still got 65 viewers, guys. Really do appreciate it. This has been a banger stream so far. Came back. Y'all came through. Yeah, like I said, guys, had a really great time in Columbus. Columbus, highly recommend. It's just like one of those places. One of those Yu-Gi-Oh hubs, I've been told, where it has like one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh communities. It has a lot of really good players in that state and people who are close to the state. Indy's really close. You know, a lot of people just will come out from that area. And other places. So definitely recommend going to those Columbus regionals. I will hopefully be going to the next one as well. And if you guys ever see me at an event, feel free to come up and say hi. I'm a very friendly person and I like to talk to people. Wow, this Evenly is about to just like take this man for everything he literally owns. Guys, this is why we still have to run Evenly, in my opinion, because this card is just way too free against the decks that are like really, because they're like, oh, we don't need Omni Negates against against stupid Fire King. I'm literally about to take 6 cards away from this man. Do you play Dueling Book, Ivanyo? I just know there's like bear players there, so I do want to start playing it. So it is what it is. We're gonna play one more game and then I'm gonna make something to eat, take like a 5-minute break, and then we will be back to play more games. So yeah, we're gonna play this game. We're going second again. We're losing all of our die rolls as per usual. It's fine. Like, if my deck's good going second, I'll play the deck, you know? Like, I just hate playing a, oh god, Orcust. Orcust Torres, oh no. See, this is why I don't like Omega, because I'm playing against decks I will just not see at the event. At an event at this point. I do have an OTS coming up though, guys, on the 4th, so look out for that. Alexander says, what do you think about the level 2 Fiend Tuner from Fam Nightmare and Fiend Piles? I'm looking into real quick since I don't remember, says Anbu. Fair nuts. Vincity, you're a friendly person. I bet you bite. I don't trust you. Oh, why do you say that? What have I done to break your trust, Vincity? I'm a friendly person. I'm not a morning person, but like, if someone's gonna say hi to me, I'm gonna say hi back. And talk to you and be like, hey, what's your plan? What's your name? And all that, you know. I'm a friendly. I like talking. My issue is sometimes at like events, I'll just like keep talking with my opponent when I need to turn in my slip. I really hope I can super poly this board. I just don't think I'm going to be able to. I mean, obviously I can go like super poly on Quem. I mean, he hasn't set up a whole lot here. He does get the Orcust field spell now, though. Orcust, I just don't feel is that good, to be honest, the more I play against it. It's not really that insane. World Legacy, World Wand. Into the Orcust Nightmare. Helican, what's the name of the program you were playing? YG Omega. Found it's Alexander. It looks really interesting. Can I download this on the App Store? No. You have to download it from its website. Wow. I can't wait to super poly this board, man. So I think I have to go fusion deployment Albaz Mirjade, basically. Super poly. And then pitch the tragedy. And now he can't respond to pitch the probably the tragedy. I'm gonna bait out the IP here so that I get my tactics online. I mean, he probably can't even IP here now. It's just like Super Poly is so good against these rogue decks, man. Oh, that's slightly annoying. I probably should have played around that being an imperm, to be honest, with the Cartesia. I played right into that imperm, so that was my bad. Now this guy's just taking forever. It's called Tricorn the Kaganephanos. I'll check it. I'll check it out. Okay, cool. I get my tactics online. Oh, getting ding here is a little annoying. I mean, that's fine. Now, what do I want to do here? I haven't even branded fusioned yet. I mean, we're just going to go for OTK here and take one of his monsters and force the IP. Because then we can go just Quem, Cartesia into branded fusion. Oh my gosh. Can he actually... He can't do this. That's not a quick effect. So what are we doing? Oh, it's because... Yeah, he can, apparently. That's so annoying he can do that, then. I just have not played against Orcus enough, to be fair. But yeah, now we can just go... Oh, I could have gone set... I'm so bad. I should have set branded fusion because I forgot I pitched the tragedy. That's something to consider. But also I just get Mirrorjade back here. And then I can just Cartesia, like, whatever SP Little Knight goes into. I mean, he can obviously chain Cartesia. Or, sorry, like, banish the Cartesia, and then I won't be able to fuse off these guys, which is, like, fine. Oh, that's slightly annoying. I forgot you can do in Graveyard. Yeah, I lost that. What am I doing? Where's my music? Yeah, no, I completely just played that matchup incorrectly. That's why we learn. Babel makes them quick effect, got it. Oh my lord. At least I didn't draw that hand at the regional. All right, guys, I'm going to take 5 minutes. If you want to leave some questions for me, I will answer them when I get back. I'm going to put on the BRB screen, and then we're going to do a few more rank games. I just got to get some food, use the bathroom. So give me about 5 minutes. Thank you all for checking out the stream. I appreciate every one of you who will stick around and everyone who's already come through. All right, see you guys in a few minutes.
お前を助けに来た。集落の人間たちに頼まれた。
おかしいよね。人間がレプリロイドを好きになるの。
そして俺も真実を人々に伝えようと戦う一人の人間を好きになる。
ありがとう。
All right. What's up, guys? How's it going? You guys stuck around? Appreciate it. Card Limits, one of the thoughts who thought I was wrong is taking credit for my correction. I don't know how to react to him. I mean, I'm not sure either, to be honest. What's your thought on the card? I will check. So I have Tricorn in front of me now, actually. Where is it? So this is a new card for Fam Nightmare. It's level 2 Fiend Tuner. If this card is 0 attack, 0 defense, monster in your possession is destroyed by a battle for card effect, you special summon this card from your hand. This card is sent from the field or graveyard. You can target one monster in your graveyard with the same type of attribute as a monster you control. Add that card to your hand. You only use once. Use each effect once per turn. I think it's kind of good. Like, this is pretty good in Unchained, like, in theory. Or even, it's pretty good in Ubel as well, obviously, because another pretty good Fiend deck. Maybe even Dark World at that point. But, I mean, it has to synergize with being destroyed by card effect, so definitely Ubel and Unchained. So, yeah, you know, I think that overall, this card's pretty good. I would like to hear from my Unchained players, would you be playing this? Because when I look at, I'm starting to build Ubel Unchained on the side, and when I look at that deck, I look at this card, I see it as an extender because you can get back your Ubel and have it as a hand trap, so that sounds actually pretty good. And obviously in Unchained you can get back your Shibara, which sounds really good. What do you consider fusion duplication to be? A board breaker, engine requirement, brick, etc. Panagiatus Giarnus, what's up? How's it going? Nice to see you in chat. It's an extender. You know, or it's like a way to play through a hand trap. That's kind of like what I see it as. It's like it's like the same category as Nadir Servant. Very much so. Like whatever Nadir Servant. And that's where it's into. Because Thrust isn't a board, or Thrust is the board breaker, but going first, Thrust is also an extender in your deck to play through hand traps. So that's where I'd put it. It's an extender to play through hand traps, which is kind of like its own specific category. Because you need to obviously get hand trapped for it to be live, but if you just draw fusion duplication, it's nuts in your deck going first. And then going second, it acts as Nadir Servant, kind of, where you can just on the crackback, like puppet. Like, obviously, when you're game 1, is you're taking that shit out if you're going second in games 2 or 3. So yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like an engine requirement. It's just like, because it's not like engine, but it's like, you know, it's basically another branded fusion, so it could almost be engine, you know. So I see what you mean. I stop losing my die rolls, please? We drew Droplet versus Voiceless Voices. We won, guys. I've been seeing the Trias in the branded build. So, I'm not sure if it's in the standard build. You guys have to tell me, but if you see Trias, I'm pretty sure that means it's a branded build. Also, I do want to say, like, big congrats to Jesse Cotton. I know he doesn't watch this. I'm way too small, but that guy puts in the work. Has to be recognized. You know, he won the UDS. He's 5-time YCS. The guy's just insane at the game. Nothing else to say about it. Gotta give the man his props. Why can't Mirror Jade use a ritual monster? If he fucking Omni negates that, that's hilarious. Oh, getting ashed on that really sucks, actually. That is fine. We can play through those. Because I can go Albaz, and then I can go Droplet. Oh, the Sareva sucks, actually. But also I can just like discard, so yeah, we go Albaz here. I think I can do this how I want to. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. Because, yeah, I didn't do this right. I should have Dropleted. Actually, hold up. This works. Oh yeah, I forgot he had that anyway, so he can just return. Well, that's fine. I mean, I could go Nibiru Servant here and then pop that lock. Yeah, this doesn't do anything. I guess, like, neither of them do anything. Yeah, whatever. We'll just go like this. So I could, like, kill it, right? Yeah, that's the point, is I kill it. He has a bell, dude? That's nuts. It is what it is. Just saying Droll. It's really good against this dog. You don't need more than one Lubellion most of the time because you can just spin back the Lubellion every time you use it, so you can just keep using it in the future. Odd Eyes is a spell trap negate. I was like trying to read that. What's up, Tiny? How's it going, brother? Also, the music should not be that loud. How's it going, brother? Hope to see you at locals tomorrow. I'll be there. Sell horse core. Check out Tiny, guys. Tit in the chat. Started YouTubing, guys. If you just want some good like variety gaming content, I'm gonna shell for my friend here. Go check it out. We could also just like not lose to him perm, right? Okay, we'll go tragedy. We're gonna search. I think actually getting Quem Cartesia here is actually technically better. But because I don't lose to Imperm this way. Yeah, I guess I do still. Oh, am I getting drolled here? That's crazy. Who keeps in droll versus Despia? That's so whack, man. I can still gimmick lock him from here. So like Evenly's gonna be useless. Seravis just targets, so that's useless. This is useless too, so we just spin back the extender. I mean, at least we can do Cartesia things now, right? I mean, we need to do Grand Guignol here. Unfortunately. So we can send Albon and then do Gimmick Lock next turn. Oh, we actually can't do Gimmick Lock next turn. But we can at least play through what he has. Unless he draws an extender. Talents rip. You should be able to click on his profile and go to his channel that way on Bufir. I think these cards in graveyard, so I can spec This music, this is not... I hope I don't get copyright striked for that music. It's like my YouTube just randomly started playing some stuff. I need to have like a copy or a playlist I just have on YouTube. So I think I'm just gonna go tactics, right? We're just gonna tactics, take the low, then we're gonna soul release, and then just go from there. And also the mistake I made wasn't even that big because now we can just go cart Aluber, search Lost, and be in the same position plus a Retribution still in rotation. So I guess that's actually technically better. Okay. Anyway. And now I just win. His whole, like, board has collapsed, essentially. That's why Soul Release, I think, is good against this deck, because it gets you there. Like, you just need an option to banish, frankly. Like, and then their whole, like, half of their game plan is blown out when you banish Prayer. Bro, if he has the Long Faint Ash, that would be crazy. And now we can search out... I guess we get another one in rotation, right? And then we can go Lubellion. Just to get more bodies. And still get the Mirror Jade. This is where we recycle our Jade. And now we can go chain Mirror Jade here, sending. Since we already have this in graveyard at the end, we can just go Titan for the Quem. And this is game 3, so I think I side out the Quem, so we can just send the Ren Brum. And then we can go cart effect to fuse, just so we get there and don't get impermed. Or whatever, Cerevis. And now we get to, if we want, we can go for the... See, yeah, this is why I love having Stepelia. It makes Quem Cartesia plays infinitely better. So now I can send Lulu and actually feel good about it. That is fine, brother. That was the completely wrong call to do because now I'm just going to get Lubellion in the graveyard. Or sorry, Albion in the graveyard. And Lubellion out of the graveyard. Okay. That's fine. Oh, I should have waited to do that. That's my bad, but like... That wasn't game determinative. That was just 2,500 points of damage determinative. This might be an issue, but we'll see. Is not having the Cartesia actually is quite annoying here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pop these. We're gonna have to go branded in red and the I can't even brand it. This kind of sucks, but I'm gonna have to brand it in red my field off the board and get rid of these and hope for the best, right? Like, is that not, or because I can go, well, okay, he goes low. Okay, he goes searching, goes low, searches, but then I can go Mercurier. If I get the Albaz, make Sanctifier. But what does Sanctifier do for me? Sanctifier gets me something in graveyard for red, which could be the Cartesia for Quem. I think I see the lines here now. So, just gonna go with this. Because I want Mercurier. I think Mercurier does a lot here. Oh, I already banished Mercurier. Well, I guess we lose. Yeah, that's actually quite annoying. Because I don't even have Albaz in graveyard. It really just depends on what you drew, but I'm kind of a little tilted off of that. So I just misplayed though. Oh well. I mean, you can go main phase search this. I mean, oh yeah, I already knew he had that, so that's okay. Yeah, this isn't good. But also, like, I'm not too sure what he does from here. Send one ritual, add one ritual. Like, he's gonna get an Omni Negate up, but he also... I don't have opening in the grave, which could be an issue. That is fine. Low from Grave wouldn't have done anything because he still just has another one. Or, he spec'd one from deck. Oh yeah, I just saw your last comment. This guy's kind of cooked. Okay. Now this gets me around Cuerdos. Oh, you can do that now. But I'm under lost. This also gets Ren Brum into rotation, which is really good. Oh, I should have went Albon there, but it's fine. I could also just chain this there so he can't prevent it, but also he can't anyway. I'm gonna be going to the gym after this too. I have not gotten to workout in a few days. Oh, your boy is gonna go hard. Even though I'm over here munching on a Pop-Tart, don't make fun of me. It's easy streamer food. At least it's not my usual pizza. I had that earlier. Well, thanks for timing out, Bozo. There's a surrender button. Soul Release is nice. It gets you there. Versus Voiceless Voice. That's all I'll say. Be back in 1 second, guys. All right. Play like 1 or 2 more. If we get a channel membership, though, I'll play 3. Can I stop losing all my die rolls? Oh, sorry, did I miss anything? Are we still doing Vanadium comp? We're still on 2 Meek. Bro, I got a droplet. Let me just do my thing. Got to the Baron, folks. Ooh. Oh shoot, let's see if he does any fun, says the Salty Fry, the resident Vanadium chatter. It looks like quite standard Vanadium. I mean, we already know what we're gonna do if we draw a Luber, guys. A Luber effect. Baron Chain. Chain Droplet. Blowout Vanadium players' dreams. You didn't even need Droll and Lockbird, folks. It's crazy. I like how everyone else's like stream like branded as like the punching bag, and here Vanadium's just the punching bag. Wow, this drop, dude. Mark, there's like 5 things wrong with this board, and like all of them rhyme with Super Poly. I mean, there's, we can just go and have more value dropletting the, oh, does he have reframing? Did he search reframing? He did not, unless he hard opened it. That'd be crazy, dude. This might just be enough. I'm Boofier, yeah, I'd be watching Josh's stream, he'd be hating Brandon. Yeah, and same with like Farfa. Like, shout out to these goats, but like Brandon's just in the punching bag for some reason. Like, how bad did Gimmick Puppet hurt you? Do we just go like, I don't think discarding there is ever correct, so like branded fusion, and do we just like, that's why we go branded fusion here, right? And then we go droplet, and then we call the reframing. If he lets this through, that'll just be like really funny. What's up, your UDS channel member in the chat? Okay, here we go. I don't think this is gonna get me where I want to, but we will see. Damn. Yes, let's go. It's so lit, guys. I think we go Albon here. Yeah, exactly. Like, Branded has Ash, D-Barrier, like, and we still play through all that. Oh, that's kind of neat, I guess. That just gets rid of my Lubellion play, honestly. Doesn't do a whole lot. Although now I can't Cartesia, which I guess sucks. Do we play into Nib here? Bro, if he has Nib, I swear. I mean, we still play through if he has Nib. That's the thing here. Question, could you not have sent Brand Fusion from Droplet and still resolve? I did do that. I did. Oh, I thought I was doing that. That's why I waited for Baron and then I didn't. So thanks for reminding me. Nah, I'm a bozo. Whose man, says Yuri Diaz. Let's go. I can't wait to run over this Baron and take out my Sanctifier next turn, guys. Can't you? I watch a Garrett video and show a D-Barrier against Brandon final, yeah. Oh, lordy lord. The lords are praising us, the branded gods. They're looking down on us fine tonight, folks. I mean, do we just tactics take and kill him? I don't think I can do that, but it's either tactics and then like hand rip and then just like, I just think tactics is pretty good here. Like, this is gonna force things. I mean, I'm definitely going for a hand rip when I take talents, but like, that's fine. Thank you for backing me up on that. No, I actually got imperm columned. I thought I misclicked on that, guys. I'm such a bozo. I noticed that the last second. I was like, oh, if he has imperm, damn, I'm a sad boy. It doesn't matter, though. I have puppet from here. It genuinely doesn't. I just got elbozoed on, though. That econ was weird, lol, says Yuri Diaz. Yeah, he takes code talker. I could have. It's okay when I'm off that Nocturian ragweed, I'd be clicking the wrong buttons. That Nocturian ragweed. It's like, man, I don't care that my Albion's on field. I'm taking that Baron next turn, dog. is okay. We have gimmick lock. That's a GG, as Yuri says. I have to send something to spec off Pop-It. Well, Mercur. Oh, wait. He has a Baron, so it's fine. We get the ret for follow-up now. And we could honestly just go brand red and draw phase, make Grand Guignol, send Puppet, and do our thing there. Guys, can we get some Puppet emojis, our channel members? Let's get some Puppet emojis in the chat. Our 2 members. Can I please have Puppet? Thank you. Bro, if he has like main deck Bastille, that'd be nuts. Yeah, we can just get rid of these things. Oh, why did I bash Cartesia? Oh, no, I needed to. Brother. Double Imperm is actually cringe. Well, we kind of lose off of that because oh wait, I can go Baron. I can take his Baron. So it really just depends. That is fine. We're just gonna take this and put him on, like, you know, have it or not. Oh crap, I don't like giving any of these to him, frankly. So that gives him link fodder. Oh, I guess that does trigger the Fenrir. But, like, I'm just gonna, like, put him on have it or not. But also I had the tactic, so he has something, I believe. And you can just go... That is fine. Yeah, no, I probably should have played around the double imperm when it wasn't, I just, like, don't think Vanadium is a deck that should be playing imperm, frankly, but to each their own. And then he just gets a link off. I'm just gonna chain this so I can get back to my hand already. Oh, I can't even Grand Guignol here, which is so annoying. So what does he go here? He'll go Arrival. He'll search visas. I mean, he can pop something at some point. But he doesn't have a Visa's Engrave, so it's like... He really has to have something else. Or I guess he could get the Scareclaw Lightheart and then just, Link Climb. That would be, like, fine if he goes Access Code or whatever. Okay. I'm not even gonna sit through this crap. Oh, I love this game, man. Well, with that being said, I mean, I don't know. I did say I was gonna play one more game, but yeah. Oh, I love losing all my die rolls. Like, what? It's like not Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to be playing right now. When I just like lose all my die rolls and now I'm just getting puppeted. I don't even feel like... like, what am I doing? I'm just playing from behind every one of these games. I wish this game had literally, like, these online simulators that can't just afford to code a fucking die roll. Okay. Do you guys see, like, this is just like kind of like a frustrating experience and that... Oh, cool. Nice. What the fuck is this game, dog? I just have lost every die roll tonight. Lost every die roll at the regional. Nice. At least this guy just gave me the die roll, but you already know he's on some shit if that's the case. Just use a randomizer for rock, paper, scissors, I guess. That might actually help. Because there's like a meta to rock, paper, scissors, and I hate it. It's like not random at all. I'm going against prank creds. That's sick, dog. Yeah, banishing our Lubellion kind of sucks, but whatever. Yo, Divine Wrath Torrential Tribute going second. You know, I'm glad I got to just like have a real game for my last game. Unless someone becomes a channel member, but I don't know. These games are kind of just rough tonight. Like, like, I do need to test, to be fair, so I really should just put myself through it. Because I was like getting actually tilted at the regional when I kept losing my die rolls. Like each time I was just like, okay, well, this is where I'm out. But the deck kept like doing so well going second. I was like, I guess I'm doing this thing. This is fun. This is actually the Yu-Gi-Oh! I liked it. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! I love playing. Card limits. One of the stronger players at the shop used mana. Took the dogwood challenge and gave me a 6K rod. No, that's so broken. Literally the goat. Card limits. Playing with the die roll and YGO Neuron, if the roll is 1, I almost 8 out of 10, their next roll is 6. That's interesting. Oh, this isn't even game 2, man. Gotta do this again. Can we see more real decks when you grind me over 1,000 rating? Yeah, no, that's what happened last time. Last couple times. I just haven't had enough time to grind, and also I've just been going against so many crap decks that just tilts me out of like grinding. Like, what am I doing here, man? Playing against this deck, like, can I play against something? I mean, it's okay playing against Vanadium, but like, man, like I just got so lucky that I imperm columned. Like nothing else, like nothing more than that. Do you think Quem gets us a little more here? Yeah, that's fine. It's like bait and imperm. I don't even think I need to bait and imperm, to be honest, with this kind of hand. Oh, I fucked up. That was the wrong thing. Nice. Okay, that's the sign. That's the sign, folks. With that being said, this has been a great stream. Kind of just went off the train tracks there. But it's fine. We had a great stream. We did a deck profile that will be re-uploaded as a VOD tomorrow. We recollect and try not to lose all my die rolls and get tilted off of that. But I thought it was fun going over the Andre Torres game. Thanks to everyone for coming. What's up, Liam? You came right out the tail end. But yeah, guys. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions, last questions before we sign off, I'll answer them. This was the deck that we used today. It's the updated build. Our deck profile from earlier will be uploaded as a VOD. My goatee. Play cube with me tonight, Yuri. Some people will use 6-sided die and say odds are heads, and that's so weird. Professional coin tossers, that's funny. No, you're good, Liam. Alrighty. You can watch the VOD. It was a fun VOD. It was a good stream. So with that being said, I think I'll be seeing you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Make sure to check out the video tomorrow that will be uploaded. And also check out the Branded Locals experience if you haven't already. See you guys later. Have a great day. Make sure to like and subscribe and sign up for channel memberships. Use the TCG Player affiliate link. Check out my Twitter and the Discord. Forgot those things. Make sure to check out all